it will get mean.
Oh, that's right.
Spike.
I was sorry, Spike Spiegel. That's right. That sucks. We were recording for a solid like 2 minutes before this, and then Sween's recording software crashed, and we had such good banter. And now I feel like we're following up nothing. We got nothing quite as good.
Where else can we start, man? Man, Spike.
I do want to bring this up on the show, though, even if it's not as organically as it would have been had our previous recording survived.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize until today that Diddy Kong has a tail but is clearly a chimp, which doesn't make sense.
He's special.
I mean, yeah, they're all video game characters are special.
Some humans are born with tails.
What?
We are, yeah, elongated tailbones. We don't have tails like that, but we have little nubbies.
That doesn't count.
That's a tail, dude.
That's like if you have like a growth in your neck that's like, oh, he's got two heads. Like that's not.
No, Chris.
That's not a tail.
No.
It's not a.
It's a tail.
It's not a tail.
It is a tail.
How is it? In what way is it a tail?
Because it's literally an elongated tailbone.
That's not what a tail is.
Yes, it is. Especially for chimps.
Chimps don't have tails.
Not chimps, apes, because of
non-Diddy chimps don't have tails.
Wait. Monkeys, primates. For primates, our tails are elongated tailbones. And
no,
we are primates. We are.
No.
Yes, we are.
Wait, do monkeys have bones in their tails?
Yes, that's why they can move them around like that and use them to hang around and stuff.
That whole thing is bones?
Yes. You're right.
Really?
You're right.
I guess I've never seen the skeleton of a monkey.
I feel like you're learning too much too fast, and it's not gonna go well with your brain.
Monkey skeleton. Oh, ew.
Yeah. They got bones. Fuck? So do cats, I'm pretty sure, too.
Really? So you could, like, twist the fuck up out of a tail and break a bunch of shit?
Well, it probably not break. It's like your spine to a degree. So you gotta, like, it's probably more flexible than the spine. Because that's how cats can control their tails like that and do all that weird shit looking monkeys.
I never thought about it. I thought it was like a dick.
No.
That's what I thought.
Can you genuinely control where your dick moves?
Yeah, of course.
I can't. Don't. Of course.
You can't make an S with your dick.
I cannot make my dick look like a fucking bow. I can't do that with my penis.
You can't do that?
No, Chris. You're special. Your penis might be a tail instead.
It's like that guy in Ripley's Believe It or Not who could control his hair.
That's not true.
Welcome. Yeah, I mean, that's probably what the or not was. Welcome back to the Snark Tank podcast. We are missing a Derek today. Derek went to the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial to usher Johnny Depp into his newfound freedom. So he's not going to be here with us today, but he'll be with us next week.
Johnny's been ascended to the next realm. He's sitting on a heavenly throne now.
He did it. He survived. I will say,
he survived.
I haven't been paying a ton of attention to, like, I've caught like the key details. I just don't care about these celebrity trials, really. They get kind of annoying, especially because this one was like 6 fucking weeks. And especially after like certain recent events, it just sort of felt like a little, I don't know, not that important in the grand scheme of things. But I think, what was it? He won $10 million?
15.
What?
He won 15.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. I think it was 17, but he has to pay 2 to Amber for something. But then she was awarded $0 on another count. I thought that was really funny. So he won, which is kind of surprising. I know a lot of people were like, oh, he's probably going to lose.
I was not hopeful for him. I was like, he's going to lose. The fact that it went to even further deliberation, I was like, oh, he's going to lose. There's no way he can win this. But turns out, there's some degree of fairness in the universe.
Yeah,
and he got it.
It's weird. I've seen all the key parts of this trial. I've seen the parts that make Johnny Depp look like a piece of shit. I've seen the parts that make Amber Heard look like a piece of shit. And my expert opinion is that these are both really not stable people. But there's no question in my mind that like Amber's like way worse.
They were both definitely not a good relationship.
No,
but Amber was an abuser. There was Amber was abusive, opposed to Johnny just being probably self-deprivating. Amber was abusive to that guy.
Yeah, well, Johnny's definitely unhinged, and he's like a drug addict, and there's all sorts of like problems that come along with that. And it's like, sure, not ideal, not a great situation, but it's definitely not a great situation when you're with somebody who's also like manipulative and evil and crazy.
Yeah,
so didn't help it's just like an awful concoction of like just two of the worst types of people to be together. And I'm surprised. I genuinely, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting him to, I was expecting at most like a 50-50. Like that was like the best. That I was like, okay, well, she's right on this, he's right on this, so you get even split of this. But that he definitively won is kind of crazy. And I think it's a positive thing just because, you know, this is maybe you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Juicy Smouye, the Jussie Smollett thing. Where like
also please explain.
Well, because like there's no societal reason why you wouldn't believe that story. Like that happens all the time. Like women get abused by their husbands all the fucking time. Like there's no real reason on like a base level to doubt that because it happens a lot. But, and it's the same thing with like hate crimes and shit. You know, that shit happen. That shit does happen. It doesn't happen in Chicago at 2 a.m. like with like Nigerians in MAGA hats.
Bro.
But it does happen.
Look, I'm a little turned off to Dave Chappelle based on the way he's his some things lately. But that joke where he was like, that doesn't sound like, so remember this? It sounds like me. That's what I would say.
It sounds like something that I would say.
And I was just like,
I love Dave Chappelle. I don't know if I can turn off my appreciation for Dave Chappelle.
I will always appreciate him because he is one of the funniest people to ever live. I just think
Sticks and Stones is genuinely like
amazing.
Like did you see Norm? I can't believe I forgot about this. I didn't mention this, or I didn't write this in the notes. But Norm, he recorded a special before he passed. I think it was like he recorded it in like 2020 or something, and it was like I guess like a test set just to be like, I just want to record this material in case things go south. He did it before like a big surgery or something, and I think he was planning to do it live when everything started to open back up. But they put it out on Netflix. It's the last Norm special. It's called Nothing Special, and at the end, it's Conan O'Brien, a couple other people, David Spade, Adam Sandler, Dave Chappelle, and fucking, oh my god, David Letterman. And they're all just doing like this round table about it. It was really cool. And I don't know when they did that round table, but I don't know, man. Like Dave is so fucking such a nice dude.
He's a nice guy.
Like he's not trying to be funny at all in the round table, and it's like so endearing.
I imagine to be a great person, you know. Like I don't, at the end of the day, I don't think, even for, this is like an old conversation, but like I don't think he's a hateful man, you know. I think he made some jokes, and I think those jokes didn't exactly hit, and they could have been taken in a bad way. And I think all that had to happen was for people to, because what the problem is currently, everyone gets mad and angry, and they don't try to understand how people do things. You know, things happen. Yeah. People say stuff and things get taken out of context. Sometimes people don't use the exact right words, but you can search, so you can type a concept somebody and see if someone's a bad person or a good person. And Dave Chappelle is obviously not a very bad guy. So many good people wouldn't be like, oh, he's a great guy if he was a bad guy, you know? Simple as that.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then like, he didn't really approach it the right way, because I understand the idea of comedians not being allowed to comede, you know? Once comedians can't make jokes, it's like, what's the point of them being there? And they're such an important part of like society where people don't want to admit that, but you need people to make you laugh. Because if you don't, then you need people that are funny. You need people to lighten up the mood.
My biggest thing to me is like, I guess my biggest disagreement is like, I don't think comedians aren't allowed to make jokes. Like, I think it's fine. Like, I don't think anybody, like, people will complain. They'll always be complaining. Mm-hmm. But, like, they're not really going to, especially if you're somebody like Dave Chappelle, like, you're pretty invincible. Like, I don't like the idea that, like, and by the way, I don't think that Dave Chappelle thinks this of himself. I don't think that any of the big comedians think this of themselves. But I see a lot of people kind of foisting this upon them, where it's like, oh, they're saviors, or like they're like these champions of free speech. They're putting it all on the line.
I wouldn't say that. That's a bit
so
much.
that there are people who say that, and to me, I'm thinking like, dude, they're so famous. Like, they can say anything they want. Like, Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, like, these guys aren't, like, Ricky Gervais is rich.
Bill Burr is
Ricky
famous.
Gervais is stupid rich.
Bill Burr is invincible because of the fact that he won't give up. Bill Burr is a little different, because Bill Burr is not the comedic level of Dave Chappelle or, like, Chris Rock or, like, you know, he's not.
No.
But the thing about Bill Burr is that Bill Burr will say it again, and you'll get mad at him. He'll be like, all right, I'll stop. Then he'll say it again. And he'll be
I actually think Bill Burr is way funnier off the cuff than he is in a stand-up setting. Like, I think Bill Burr, it's kind of like Norm, actually, where, like, Bill Burr, like, on a talk show just talking about something is hilarious. Is, like, way funnier than his stand-up. Whereas, like, somebody like Dave Chappelle, like, when he's just talking, he's, like, genuinely serious. So it's like it just comes across as him being like genuine and like open and endearing. Like, there's some funny things, but it's not funnier than Michael Jackson bit in Sticks and Stones.
I think Bill Burr and Kevin Hart are the two people that are funny in general. Like, just conversing with them, you will laugh, and they won't even be making jokes. They're like, "What's funny about this? What's funny? This is not. I'm really upset."
Yeah, it's like an interesting group of people, but like I don't know, like the whole like this weird idea that like, oh, they're risking everything. I think I saw Donnie actually tweet about this too, where he was like, yeah, he was like, these guys are famous, they're not risking anything.
Absolutely.
Like they're saying this because they can say this. It's people who are a little bit
the smaller stuff,
like significantly less famous that can't really say these things.
That you'll get canceled for it. You do like there's like if Dave Chappelle went up and said some for real transphobic shit, he would lose fan bases, but he'd also gain a significant amount of people that probably didn't like him before because they agree with that. Like, he's too, at a certain point, you become too big to fail, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what people can make. Like, you could go from making like really good content and start making shit content, and you still get millions of views because you've reached it. You've reached that point of you're like, I'm fine now.
Yeah, it's just like intrinsic advertising at a certain point where it's like, oh, well, you're just going to get new people just by the fact that you are posting.
Yeah, it's insane.
But I don't know. I don't remember what the hell we were talking about, but
Johnny won. That's what Johnny.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny won for real.
Johnny won and good. Like, I'm happy about it. I saw a lot of people who were like, there was this really baffling string of takes that was like, this is a setback for women or something, which is like fucking wild. It's I don't know why you would hitch yourself to Amber Heard.
Those are the unreal numbers, man. Those are the people that they exist, but like you can't quantify them. You're like, you exist and you're real and you're a person, but at the same time it's like, yo, suck so many dicks. Like, suck every dick you can find. You're not a hero.
Yeah.
So I understand
that. I don't know. Like, it to me is like those videos that I know I shouldn't like, but I like anyway, of, you know, some guy's on like a train and some woman's just slapping the shit out of him. And then he just like slaps once. And it's like a big fucking deal. And I'm like, you look, man.
That video was
fucked
bad.
Around and found out.
He walloped her though. Like, I understand she was putting her hands on him, but like, he walloped her, dude.
That's what this is, though.
It was like if I struck Lily. It was that kind of size difference.
But look, man. That's how the fucking world works. That's what this trial is. This trial is, I'm gonna beat you up for years, literally, and then the second you clap back with a lawsuit. By the way, not even physically.
He just waited.
And then I lose. Oh, it's a setback for women.
That's not real.
Come the fuck on, dude.
Look.
That is insane.
First and foremost, let's be real. If he wasn't famous, he probably wouldn't have won.
No, exactly, dude. He'd be fucked.
He would have been like, that's it. My life's over. My wife is taking everything from me. I don't know where I'm going to sleep. But,
yeah,
he
would have been dead in a year. Fucking,
yeah, he would have been gone.
It's insane.
He would have had to turn to drugs to deal with the fact that he lost everything. It would have been necessary. But at the same time, it's like, I'm glad he won. I'm glad this could potentially clear some of his name. What happened is that when those things attach to you, no matter what, they're attached to you. Yeah, it will affect his thing. The public knowledge might give him a bounce back, but also it's very openly revealed that his drug problem, because she dragged him through the mud. No matter, even in the stuff that there are things that are probably fake, but there are some things that are real that we found out about him very intimately about his drug problems. That shit is out in the open now. Everyone knows about it. We could have been guessed once upon a time, but now that's real knowledge. And people are probably not going to hire him because the fact that this guy has a drug problem and all this shit, and he went through all this and all that shit.
It's Hollywood. They all have drug problems.
They all have drug problems, but attaching certain names, certain things, the fact that they took him out of the new Fantastic Beasts.
Oh, right.
He lost the Pirates thing entirely, but they took him out of the Fantastic Beasts while they kept Amber Heard's thing in, right? I understand that. I like Aquaman. I like Jason Momoa. I was going to see the movie. I'm still sort of planning on seeing the movie. I understand that you're supposed to stand for things like that. But for me, it's the idea that whenever I see things like that, I know this one asshole did something terrible in the movie, but there are so many moving parts of the film outside of the people that star in it, They got paid already. They're not going to really... No,
that stuff doesn't when it comes to films, and that stuff doesn't really matter. The production is paid for, it's why the movie exists.
So I'm I was brought up to me, and I'm really thinking about should I see it, should I not see it, But the fact they didn't take her out after they took Johnny out of everything he was in Warner Brothers is pretty fucked.
It is pretty fucked.
That's pretty fucked.
I would torrent that movie.
Yeah,
if I wanted to see it at all. Because I don't.
It's pretty fucked up, and I understand that problem. And it's that's so scummy. Why would you do that? And then Dior stood by him the whole time, the fucking cologne thing, and they've made so much money standing by Johnny. Oh, yeah. People have been buying Dior left and right. And I'm like, people actually buy Dior that aren't my grandma? But apparently people have been buying it left and right. That company's quadrupled in sales. Yeah. Which is nuts. So, I wish him the best. I love Johnny Depp. I've been a fan of his since fucking Edward Scissorhands when I was a literal baby. So, I hope.
Edward Scissorhands.
But yeah, I wish him the best, man. I wish him the best. I hope he gets back on up foot. Amber Heard, she tweeted that thing. She was wait, let me see if I can pull it up. She was.
Oh yeah, it was a whole little essay.
The disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken that with a mountain of evidence, still there was not enough to stand up against the disappropriate power influence and the sway of my ex-husband. I'm even more disappointed with that. The verdict means for other women, it is a setback. What you call it's a setback for the clock of time. When a woman who spoke up and spoke out could publicly be shamed and humiliated. It's a setback to the ideas of violence against women to be taken seriously. I believe Johnny's attorney succeeded in getting the jury to overlook the key issues of freedom of speech and ignore evidence that was conclusive that we won in the UK. I'm sad that I lost the case, but I am sadder still that it seems that I have lost the right, though I am as an American, to speak freely and openly. It's and then I tweeted, "Shut up, bitch."
It is just a fucking bizarre thing to say. You could have just not relentlessly abused this man for years and just not have had a setback for women. If you really think that this is a setback for women, then it's literally your fault. It's literally you literally personally have set women back.
Look what you've done
decades,
to
apparently.
Us. Look what you've done to us, you monster.
Look what you've done personally to all women, Amber Heard. Hey, Amber. I'm not even remotely emotionally invested in this. Like, I don't like. I like Johnny Depp. Fine. I don't have any opinion on Amber Heard other than just like I probably wouldn't want to date her. You know.
Yeah.
So to me, this is just
it
like
really sucks because I was like,
you fucked around. You fucked around and found out.
I really liked her because I was like, oh, she's really attractive as Mira, and then this happened, and I was just like, oh god, this is crazy. Speaking of fucking around and finding out, what you call it today? Literally today, earlier today.
Is it the clown video?
Yes,
dude. So
yes. Oh my god.
You I don't know if we can show this video. I don't think we can.
No, we cannot. We cannot. Is
that guy dead?
I think he didn't make it.
So there's this video that like I saw on Twitter today because you were tagged in it, and I think you liked it, or somebody like I knew responded to it or liked it or something. And it was this video of this guy. I think it was like a prank. It was a prank for YouTube where this guy just like he dressed up in a clown outfit and stood on a dirt road and waited for cars. Is an isolated area, by the way, and waited for cars to come up, and he would like stand in front of their headlights menacingly in a fucking clown outfit in the dead of night. And he stops this car, and the guy gets out of the car and busts a bunch of caps in him. Just unloads. And he falls aside. He goes, ugh!
That final sound he made was like, ugh, dude.
And then the girl in the fucking woods.
It's a prank.
The girl in the woods like, it's a prank. Did he get you? And then he goes, oh.
It's not funny. It's not funny, but it's not funny, but it is, you know, like it's very okay. So here are the major facets. It's very tragic, very sad that this person's probably either like permanently crippled or dead. It's no one should have to die like that in a clown suit, but what are you fucking doing in a clown outfit pretending to threaten people in the middle? Dude, I would have run him over. I would have hit him. Like, I would have hit him. I would have hit him.
I wouldn't have shot him. I would have ran him over, and I would have told the cops, this guy jumped out in front of me in a clown outfit.
And I freaked out, and I drove.
I freaked out reasonably because there should not be a clown in the woods.
Someone told me, oh, so you're so sweet, now you're for guns? And I'm like, look, dude. I don't think you understand context. I don't think you understand it, but
totally fine to shoot a clown.
I would say shooting a clown is more fine than shooting a person, but
right.
The idea of doing stuff like these are the things. These are what like.
There are obvious things.
It's tragic.
There are obvious things that you don't do, and that's one of them. You know?
It's tragic because, like, that was a human life wasted, you know? Like, that was a wasted life. That's like when you share a stock in Smash, and you immediately get knocked off the stage. It's like, come on, dude. You could have done so much more with... Like, I understand being funny. I understand... Well, no, I don't understand the whole social experiment. Like, I'm going to walk around and pull up people's pants. I don't get that shit. I don't get the whole prank nature because there are times where people will get scared and react stupidly. And I still think you should. I don't give them a gold pass. Like, oh, I reacted. It's dumb. You know, because people, if you take a second to think, usually you make better decisions. Yeah. But you shouldn't go throwing yourself in danger's way. It's like people that play fucking chicken on a railroad. It's like, dude, why are you doing that? I get it. You're getting your reflexes better. But what if you fall one time? You're just gonna die. Like, it's not worth it.
Yeah. There are just so many things that you could do to have fun that aren't this.
Exactly, dude.
You know, like that aren't putting, like, there's so many things that you just know not to do.
Just play video games, dude.
You don't go... Yeah, like, you don't go onto a dirt road in the middle of the night dressed as a clown, brandishing, I think, like a weapon. Like, I think he was holding, like, a fake thing. I think he was holding, like, a stick
and
or, like,
approached the guy's car, and the guy got out, and he approached the car, and it's like, you don't do that. No. You don't do that. That's not safe. You're literally putting you should not put yourself in danger. That is a serious thing. Do not.
It's just basic self-preservation.
Don't do that.
I don't know how people don't have that basic self-preservation.
So many
like,
times,
I just don't understand.
so many times you and I have been in situations where it's like, that doesn't look safe. And we leave. Like, man, that doesn't look safe. I'm going to get out of here. I think that's it. That's as far as the guy was like, man, that looks pretty crazy. There have been times we've been walking to the bank like really late and we see something going on one side of the street. And I'm like, why don't we cross here? We just cross the other side because it's not.
How about we take a quick little detour over over this way?
One extra block down is fine to avoid death. Like, yes, yes, I'm willing to do that. But like, people are just like, I think it's the idea of boredom. I think you're right. It's the idea of like boredom and like people not understanding what to do when they're bored. So they go out and they do shit like that. And it's like, no, turn on a video game. Go on Twitter and just find something to be mad about and tweet about it.
Fucking write something, be creative.
Like, draw a picture, open some editing software. Try to do what I do. I edit now. Like, you do shit like that, Like, don't die.
I want you to really imagine for a second that you are in a hospital room, you've got a bullet in you, and you're in a clown outfit, and you die like that. And like, how sad
they're cutting you
that
open
has to
and
be.
They're looking at everybody and you're like, what's going? And one of the doctors an asshole and he squeezes your nose. He's like, you're not gonna make it, buddy. And you die. And that is such a vile sign of disrespect for a doctor to lean in, grab your nose, squeeze it.
And make a sound. And then he reaches for his brooch and sprays water on you. Just so they can't tell if you're crying.
I'm actually a clown too, but I'm not dumb enough to do what you did.
I'm a clown in disguise. I'm not dumb enough to not disguise myself. Do you understand how much people hate us? You stupid idiot.
Do you understand how much they hate us? Like, he's a different species. Like, there's Homo sapiens and then there's Homo cloinus.
It's Homo cloinus. Do you remember like that weird spree of like killer clowns in like 2016? Do you remember that?
Yeah, of course I remember that shit. This is when we first moved out to Cali.
Real.
When we first moved out, that shit was happening. I remember that.
That was a real thing that happened. So if you're gonna fucking dress like a clown and you get shot, like, dude, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's like 40% sad and 60% like, what did you expect?
I'm gonna say it's like 50% sad. No, I hate clowns. In my heart, I'm trying to empathize for clowns, but I just really don't like clowns. I really don't like them. But it's like, like, you could be more than that dead clown, Like, you could be way more than that. You don't have to die just as a clown. Like, that's such a terrible way to pass away. Because people are going to be making fun of you when they're fucking cleaning your body up as you're dead. They're going to be laughing at you.
They're going to put that on your fucking stone. They're going to say, died in a clown outfit.
You don't want to get made fun of when you die that much. Because, like, dude, if my kid died as a clown, I'm not going to claim the body. I'm just not.
I don't know who this is. My son was my son. This is a clown.
My son might have been bit by a clown and became one of them, but this is not my son. I'm sorry.
Do you think... I'm trying to think of like a way that it would be positive that you would be mocked relentlessly after you did. Like, I guess like in a Coco universe,
I guess,
where like you're kept alive by like people talking about you, like in the afterlife.
I don't know.
I guess that would, because
I feel like if you're mocked enough, you'll go to someplace bad.
No, but let's be real. Like if this guy just died, like he just got shot in the woods or whatever, he wouldn't be alive right now in Coco world because no one would really be talking about him, but now he's immortalized on a podcast, because he died in a clown outfit, potentially. I don't even know if this guy's dead. This guy could be alive.
I hope he's alive, but him being dead is better content.
Can you imagine he's a fan?
He's like, yeah, that was actually me. I can't walk anymore.
Oh my God.
He shot me in my spine 4 times, actually. Really good shot.
Let's move on. Obi-Wan Kenobi premiered on fucking
last week Friday.
Dorsney Plus.
General Kenobi.
So I'm gonna level with you. I saw A New Hope.
Okay.
Like 10 years ago.
Okay.
and I saw The Empire Strikes Back, and I think I saw most of Return of the Jedi. And then I never saw the prequels.
Okay.
I've seen clips. I know, like, I've got the high ground, and like, no, and Misa racist. You know, like, I know that stuff.
Misa no likes people that look different.
I know that stuff, and I know the guy who's like, Jedi mind tricks, no work, only money. I know that guy. But I've never seen Mandalorian. I've not seen Boba Fett. I think my main knowledge of Star Wars comes from the 2 songs that Weird Al did about him. The Star Wars gangster rap, and I think I saw like a long time. No, Force Unleashed.
Chris, you have Chris. That's like someone watching the Halo series with zero information about Halo. Don't even know it's a game. Yeah. They don't even know it's a game. They're just like, I like it. I like it.
That would probably be the only way you would.
I like it. This is good.
That would probably be the ideal way to watch that show, to be quite honest. But I think so. I decided to watch Obi-Wan for some reason. I was like, I forgot, because you know what it is? I forgot I had Disney Plus, and I was like, oh, and I was watching Spider-Man the Animated Series, which, by the way,
a mess.
Way faster than I remembered.
That show,
like, way faster.
The thing is, that's crazy. The X-Men isn't like that.
No, I know.
But Spider-Man is on... X-Men is faster than TV now. But Spider-Man is on skates, bro.
There's this hilarious moment in, like, it's like an episode in the first season where they're establishing all the villains. It's like Lizard, Mysterio, and Dr. Octopus. And there's a scene where Dr. Octopus is talking to Jameson on a phone, and he's like, I'll fax you the directions. I was like, oh my god, this is from the 90s. That's insane.
And all the guns are laser
talking
beams.
About faxes. All the guns are laser beams.
Everybody's jacked.
So fucking... Everyone's jacked. It is funny, though, I will say.
Bro.
One of the first times you see Mary Jane, she's just in this, like, 90s, like, workout gear. It's awesome. But, and also, I will say, like, his quips are really good in the show. I forgot.
I love... Is it true? I haven't watched it in a little bit. So is Peter bigger as Peter than he is as Spider-Man, actually?
I think they're about the same, but I like to think he's bigger as Peter Parker.
Because I remember looking at that, because, like, that era of comics, everyone's jacked. Like, everyone's jacked. You know, like, the 90s is like a very droided, juiced
fucking,
up era.
Fred
time,
Flintstone is jacked.
Dude, it's insane. People, like, read... The thing of it, Spider-Man Peter Parker is jacked. Spider-Man is absolutely not jacked. That is not the way you would describe Peter Parker's physical form.
No, he's strong. He's not
just
jacked.
He's trim at best. That's it. And in that show, he's a wall of a man.
He's a brick house.
He looks like, and then Eddie Brock is definitely bigger than he is as Venom. I stand by that. Eddie Brock is huge. And I'm like, why is he so...
Eddie Brock isn't bigger than Venom.
He is, Chris.
No.
Chris, I stand by that.
So huge.
Chris, I stand by that.
So big.
And Eddie's bigger. That's what makes it crazy.
No, he's not.
Chris, he is. I stand by it, man. I stand on that.
No, Kingston, you're wilding.
I stand on that, bro.
You have to watch that show. Anyway, we're getting off track.
Guys, look it up. Eddie is bigger in the cartoon than Venom is. And you guys are like, dang, Eddie's huge. And
Eddie is huge.
Venom made him more petite, I promise.
There's also that scene in the Spider-Man animated series where Morbius shows up. And he's like, and I can't stop thinking about it because he's like, my name is Michael Morbius. And he has that accent. And then Felicia Hardy's like,
who's this guy?
What B movie did that guy step out of?
Oh my god.
Which is very appropriate.
Fucking Felicia Hardy. Felicia Hardy. Wow.
Felicia Hardy's so fucking hot. Anyway,
I don't know how he chose MJ over her, bro.
By the way, yeah, it is kind of insane. By the way, just want to mention this because, like, I got heat for this somehow, even though it's just objectively true. I saw yesterday that THQ Nordic posted a trailer for Destroy All Humans 2, the remake of it, and I was watching it, and the first thing that struck me was like, oh my god, this is so unchanged. I'm astonished by it because so many things like that game is not. That is not. You could not pitch that game now. Like I don't think you could pitch that game now. That game is about a horny alien who is the first alien in his species in generations to be born with a dick. And that's the point of that game, is that he's like, look at me and my newfound dick. I'm gonna pipe everyone. And then he's like obsessed with this Russian like femme fatale woman who he relentlessly hits on. It's a mess. And he visits like different countries, and every country is like a caricature of what they are. Like he visits Japan and fights like ninjas and samurais, and they're talking in haikus and shit. The very first line in the new trailer for this new game is literally him talking to a bunch of samurai in Japan, in 60s Japan. And he's like, you got any haikus to tell me where the base is?
The idea...
And the guy goes like, I do. And it's like, it's so fucking absurd. And like this Russian chick has like cleavage, like an irresponsible amount of cleavage. Like it's hilarious.
Ejecting out of her clothes. It's
insane. And I pointed out because I was like, oh, I genuinely didn't expect this to be this way, because oftentimes when you see things kind of brought forward, there are certain things that have changed. Resident Evil 4 got rid of certain dialogue between Leon and Ingrid, I believe, because it was too flirtatious, and that's like way less egregious than like half the shit in the Destroy All Humans trailer. So like I was just surprised to see, and I was like, oh cool, it's neat. It's nice to see things translated exactly as they were, because I like when things are as they. I don't like the idea of like if you remade To Kill a Mockingbird now, you would have to like compromise on a lot of the choices that were made. Like that weirds me out. I want art to be as consistent as possible. If you're gonna make a new game in the series, like whatever, do whatever the fuck you want. But
you should keep our
and everybody, and then everybody was like, "Oh man, what are you talking about? Games are way more fucking revealing nowadays." Or like, or that I was like crazy for pointing out like how it would be egregious that they would get away with this. Have you guys been playing video games? Especially American-made video. Japan, that's a whole nother thing. They're like straight up pedophile games over there. That's like a different realm of like, I'm not talking about that shit. I'm sure the Japanese games market is alive and well with all sorts of inappropriate shit. But in America, this is just obviously, it's just objectively true.
What do you mean?
Things are...
This schoolgirl, she has to be at least 17, right? It's like, no.
This 8-year-old is 49,000 years old. It's not the same.
You can't.
But but like, I don't know. Like, and somebody was, I remember getting that comment specifically, like, oh, games are like way more revealing now. And I was like, you got to be joking. And the first thing I thought of was Black Cat. Because you cannot fucking deny, bro. You go to the PS1 fucking Black Cat, you go to then Black Cat and Spider-Man 2, and then you go to Black Cat and Spider-Man PS4, and like,
look, she's still hot as shit. She's still hot as shit in Peter PS4. Don't get me wrong, but
right,
no,
but
it's,
like there's a clear difference that has been clearly decided by a group of people to avoid confrontation, and it's fine, by the way. Like whatever. Like there are some costumes that I think are like fucking ridiculous. Like Starfire's costume in so many of the comic books. I'm like, that's probably a bit. that's
she was
much.
A sex slave, bro.
Oh well, whatever then.
Oh well, then fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That actually justifies it entirely.
She should be wearing less then.
Like the most striking thing that I can remember in video games recently is like Quiet in Metal Gear Solid.
Quiet
5?
had very few clothings on.
Quiet had for no real reason other than
her
like
skin, bro. What do you mean? She should be naked. In fact,
she should be.
She should be naked. In fact.
I don't have a problem with that at all. I agree, but I don't know. I just that bothered me. Anyway, I was watching Spider-Man the Animated Series on Disney Plus, and then I was like, "Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi's on." I don't know anything about this guy. Let me watch it. And so I was like live tweeting, and I was like, "Who are these people?" And then I realized who Obi-Wan was because I'd forgotten. He's the guy who becomes clothes in the first movie.
Yes, you're right.
I forgot about that. I forgot to say. I forgot that this is who that was supposed to be, because I remember him as Alec Guinness.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see the fucking prequels, but I'm watching the show, and I'm deeply confused. Not because I don't know what's going on, although that is part of it. I don't understand, from what I know about Star Wars, why are we starting off with Obi-Wan in the desert, sad and alone, only to theoretically end up in that exact place?
Well, this is
where Obi-Wan is in the desert, sad and alone.
Yes. Well, the thing is that
it feels like a pointless.
When the time we leave, he should be not really sad. He should understand his purpose. But the idea, this is 10 years after Episode 3, after he thought he killed Anakin, and he failed him. So he thinks Anakin is... Spoilers, guys. Prepare for spoilers.
He thinks Anakin's
dead. And he's watching after Luke to make sure Luke eventually grows up to become the person that can restore balance in the Force.
Oh, that little boy's Luke?
Mm-hmm.
I was confused because I was like, oh, they gave that little girl the same name as Leia. Weird.
Whoa, that little girl's named Leia too. That's crazy.
I was like, that's really dumb.
That's your thought process first. Whoa, that's also her name's also Leia? Whoa, that's confusing.
Also,
there's problems. There's problems.
Jokes aside, that scene where the Inquisitors first show up, I got the feeling that they were doing like a really a poor man's version of Hans Landa in Inglourious Bastards, when there's a Jedi hiding here.
Well, the Sith pursue the Jedi in almost a very Nazi-esque means, you know.
Yeah, but it just felt a little. Felt a little not based and not cringe and epic cringe. You know?
I understand the idea of it's a nerddom thing, you know. Like, I understand that people that don't watch and read Star Wars, they're gonna be like, "What? This is so fucking silly, stupid, cringe." And I get it, you know. I'm very aware.
That first scene, man. That first scene's really stupid.
I like her prancing around doing all that deflecting shit. I thought it was cool.
Who?
The fucking Jedi in the beginning?
No, it's not the Jedi doing the flip. To me, and I saw it pointed out too on Twitter, because after I saw it, I was like, "Is anybody else talking about this?" And it's because I'm very keenly aware of I think because I've been watching so much Raimi stuff, because I'm preparing for a video about it. I'm very keenly aware of what the camera does now. And there's that scene in the very beginning of the Obi-Wan show where it's this dude and he's doing ballet or whatever. And he's got a bunch of kids behind him. It's they're young Jedi learning how to dance.
Oh, they're learning they're learning sword dances.
No, they're learning dancing. But the camera, that's not the problem. It's whatever. But the camera pulls back and it's this music is really calm or whatever. And then the doors open and there's a school shooting. And then the camera goes, it just arbitrarily starts shaking. But it's it does a digital jitter. The camera didn't move. It was just there's no difference in perspective. It just starts shaking because it's it's hectic. It's a school shooting. And I just remember thinking that it was
it's a school
really
shooting.
Funny.
It's an attack on the Jedi Temple. Stop saying it's a school shooting. I hate the fact that it's so easy to equate that to it now, because it's literally someone teaching kids and then someone comes in and tries to kill everybody there. Fuck the world currently. But
that's a school shooting.
Stop.
You know it's school shooting, a Star Wars story by George Lucas.
Stop. Oh my god, it stresses me out. Look, yes.
Yeah.
To move on from the school shooting of Star Wars, The Force of the School Shooting. Or The School Shooters Awakens. That sounds better. But the thing is with Mogus Ingram, where she's receiving a lot of hate for her performance as Riva, the third sister, if I'm not mistaken. That's her position.
Riva, yeah.
Though I do understand that she just seems very angry and she's upset about something, the degree of disdain she's receiving in general, whether I'm not even talking about it being, oh, she's a black woman, a black character in Star Wars, blah, blah, blah. There's been plenty of black characters. Very often.
I think, well, didn't she say, like, I saw something that said, like, she said that, I think she said something that was along the lines of, like, making it seem like this was, like, a big break for Star Wars to have, like, a person of color. And I think that's why a lot of people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's, like, so many, actually. Especially lately. Especially in the video games as well.
The thing is that this,
like, it is weird to bring that up.
It is weird to bring it up, very much so.
It's like when Disney does that thing where it's like, it's our first gay character, and it's like they've done it like 10 times, and it's like some guy in the background who like listens to Kate Bush.
That's all. Okay, so Obi-Wan
Kenobi
Instagram, if what you're talking about droids and aliens. Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Moses Ingram's Instagram said, if you've got talking droids and aliens but no people of color, it doesn't make sense. I guess she might have said that.
That's a weird thing to say. That's a weird thing to say.
It definitely is strange.
Recently.
The problem is this, dude. I'm sure that what happened is the internet and people don't have to watch what the fuck they say, right? They don't have to.
Right.
So what happens is that people are going to complain, and since they're anonymous and they want to be fucking funny, they want to hurt because they care so much about Star Wars and they think you're destroying Star Wars, they're going to throw the N-word at you or whatever kind of the word to derail you for what you are, because that's how people work. People, when you try to insult you, they try to bring you down every way possible. Right. Now, I don't think Riva's character is very good. This is also the second episode of her. She's a brand new character. My favorite character, Ahsoka Tano, in her first appearances, she was the most annoying character ever. She's a little hotshot that's like, I know what I'm doing, and I'm a Padawan at 12, and I'm so strong. And I get that characters have to breathe and grow. Because, guys, very honestly, in this Star Wars series, everyone hated everything about it for a long time. A lot of people did not like the prequel series. I remember liking it, and me and Joe talking about liking it, and a bunch of people being like, that shit sucks. And I was like, okay, I guess it sucks. I love this.
Right.
But the degree of, like, on fire people have been about her is crazy, bro. Like, I understand there are some dumb things.
I haven't seen many people on fire about it. Like, I've seen...
Dude,
I've seen people talk about like the people that I'm following anyway. They talk about the show. And it's like Riva's not the great character, but they're also just like not really feeling the show really in general.
Oh yeah,
like,
I understand that. For me in my case, what I've read, because I went on the direct link on like Twitter, and I was looking at some of the comments. People are like, she's a Mary Sue and all this shit, and like the fact like, oh, she knows that Anakin is Vader, and I was like, okay, how does... She was at the Jedi Temple. She might have very well seen Anakin. Some people knew it was Vader. They were like, the clones that knew she was Vader, he killed them. I was like, yeah, because they referred to him as Anakin Skywalker. Obviously don't refer to him as that. But if she knows, she knows. We don't know her connection.
Yeah, I don't think she's a Mary Sue.
Yeah, like she's just a new character.
If anything, Leia's too much of a Mary Sue for me.
Oh, Leia in general? Leia and Luke are Mary Sue characters. They're both, those two characters are Mary Sues.
Not to this degree. Like the way...
Oh, little Leia running away?
Yeah, like little Leia running away makes no fucking sense. Like, dude, that is insane.
She runs like a toddler, bro. Me and Leia were making fun of it because the fact that she runs like a little kid, how little kids, like, they move a lot to not go anywhere.
Yeah, well, she is moving a lot like a little kid because she is a little kid.
She's tiny.
But, like,
and they're not catching her as, like...
But there's so many times where, like, at any point, like, you see, like, overhead shots. By the way, the worst shots in the show. Like, they all look terrible and ugly. But, like, is this that one shot in the beginning when, like, it's just, like, no, I almost said the First Order. The Empire ship, kind of, like, the shadow of it kind of goes over the market, or, like, over the bazaar, area that everybody's, like, hanging out. And I remember looking at it, that looks cheap as shit. That looks so weird. It's not like a pleasing shot. They could have had, like, so many other... I don't know. It's, like, really minimal criticisms, to be fair. But, like, there's so many overhead shots of her surrounded by people when they could have easily just grabbed her, and then she, like, slowly meanders away.
She little rumple stumps out the way. She's like, I'm tiny. That's
how she runs.
She runs like a little baby. I understand people not catching her. That's it. The Obi-Wan moment, I understand that more. When those guys were trying to run through her and catch her through the woods, I was like, they could have caught her by now. Come on, she's a peewee. But when Obi-Wan was getting shot at and she was running through a full marketplace, that makes more sense. She's tiny. She can slip through places. Okay.
That makes more sense. But like the one in the woods made no fucking sense. That was pretty
ridiculous. And that's my problems. Okay. The idea Riva's just really mad. She's really mad. That's the thing. She's like, I gotta get Obi-Wan Kenobi. You don't fucking get it, right? I gotta get him. And it's like, girl, breathe.
It comes across as like trying to be edgy, and I don't know if that's really a problem with the performance so much as it's just the writing. I think it's just like, and usually when you see an acting problem, it's typically a directing problem or like a directing choice, because the director is the person who has to say cut. The director is the person who has to say like, you know, I want you to act this way, and then when you get it right, we're going to stop because that's what I wanted. So like, every bad performance you see, in my opinion,
a lot of them is like
that's directing, man.
Because
like,
if you're not doing it right, the director can just be like, do it like this, or the way you're doing it is wrong. And if it gets to the final cuts because everybody wants it, I think Ewan McGregor is great in it so far. I love Ewan. He's one of my favorite fucking.
He's just a likable person.
He's really Hayden Christensen's gonna be very cool. The final reveal, I thought people got mad about it, but it's like it's not that serious. She probably just knows he's Vader. Like, calm down, take a breath. You know.
Yeah. I don't know. I was sad to not see. I was sad because like Babu Frick wasn't in it.
Shut up. So
what?
Babu Frick.
You don't like Babu Frick?
Isn't that the thing from fucking the new series? That little dude.
Yeah, he's the thing from he's the thing from the worst movie. But like,
it's like he's doing all the. He's like, hey, I know what doing you, boy. Hey.
He's like that. He's like that stick puppet. He's like that stick Muppet with like the big hair, and he's got like the noodle. What's his fucking name? It's not Animal.
Animal's buddy.
Oh my god. He's got the French accent. He's like, okay.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Fuck. Somebody in the comments. Please.
Okay.
It's me. It's the Muppet. Like, what the fuck.
Frenchie?
That's gonna bother me so much.
French puppet from Muppets. French Muppet.
Beaker? Is it Beaker?
He's like a crab, right?
I don't know.
It's Pepe the King Prawn.
What is his name?
Pepe the King Prawn.
Such an awesome name.
Is that him?
Yeah,
Pepe.
That is. Pepe the King Prawn. I had no idea this was his name. What the fuck? That is such an insane. Imagine that's your ID.
That's how I identify. Are you Pepe the King Prawn? Yeah, man, oui.
I love this guy. This is my favorite Muppet.
Share, oui. My favorite Muppet is definitely fucking Gonzo.
Gonzo's too relatable.
God. What the fuck does that mean?
Gonzo's a really relatable Muppet.
So you don't like him because he's so relatable?
No, I like him, but like I don't want to like a Muppet because I relate to it.
What? That's how you like him.
No, my favorite Muppet can't be somebody that I relate to. They're a fucking Muppet. If I'm relating to a Muppet, that's like an insult to me.
You're so crazy, dude. I fucking love Gonzo and Fonzie. Because they're both just guys. Fonzie Bear.
You mean you mean Gonzo and Fonzo?
What are we at? What time are we at? All right. We're gonna go to questions. We're gonna go to questions now. All right.
One thing I will say before we go into questions.
No, nothing else. You called him Fonzo.
Rest in peace, Ray Liotta.
Oh yeah,
famous of course for B Movie.
I mean, and
Goodfellas and a couple other movies that like whatever.
An extensive acting career, full of many accolades.
Yeah, peaked with B Movie, but like did a lot of amazing stuff. I love Goodfellas, genuinely. Like Goodfellas is like one of my favorite movies.
That is one of the best movies of all time. I'd go as far to say.
That's Scorsese, right?
I think that's Scorsese.
That's definitely like
his best.
The best Scorsese. Like
it's between that and Raging Bull. Raging Bull's fucking good.
I don't know if I've actually seen Raging Bull.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Let's go. It's by Scorsese.
I don't like movies with more than one word in the title. So I haven't seen Taxi Driver or Casino.
Casino's one word. What? Let's go to questions, man. Jesus Christ. God damn, dude.
What's the matter? You all right?
Or Casino.
The story of a middleweight boxer. That explains why I haven't seen it.
You'd like it. You know you like boxing.
I don't like boxing.
Yeah,
I don't like boxing movies.
Yeah, you know you like boxing. You can't fucking help it.
I don't like boxing movies though. Like I don't care to see some people. I don't care to see fake people fight.
Sure. Until you sit down and watch it, you're like, I like this. Why? Like, my Hispanic blood is moving for some reason while I watch this guy fight. I don't know. It feels funny. I want to watch this to completion and watch more of it afterwards.
What are you talking about? You're losing your fucking mind over there.
Dude, you like boxing. You can't help it.
I don't like boxing.
Chris, you're lying. If a boxing match is on, this is how boxing matches work in my house and probably your family's houses as well, right? We come over, right? We're supposed to be a boxing match. There's some food getting cooked. You sit down, someone gives you a beer, and you're like, all right. And you start watching it. And at first, you don't really care that much. But the beer, as the beer slowly drains down, you're like, this is more interesting. It's way more interesting. Oh man, is one of those guys Hispanic? I'm Hispanic as well. I'm voting for this man. I want him to win because our people have been oppressed. And now you care. I hate Canelo, but I fucking root for him every time.
The Canelo?
Yes. He's not Puerto Rican. He's Mexican, but that's close enough.
Is that like Manny Pacquiao or whatever? Who's that?
Manny Pacquiao is like one of the most famous boxers ever. He's a Filipino dude.
Oh, he's a boxer?
Yeah. Boxer, homophobe, politician, all those things.
Did you say homophobe?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wait. Really?
Yeah.
Wait, in like a famous way?
I mean, he got caught saying some anti gay stuff, and I was like, oh, that's...
He's the senator of the Philippines?
One of them, yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
I think they have more than one senator, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, what do you mean? He's a boxing senator?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
He was a boxer. He grew up on the streets. He was a boxer. Then eventually he got, he gained...
you understand that's like Governor Derek Jeter. That's like a very weird thing.
Yes, I know. Manny Pacquiao he's the Filipino champ. He's the people's champion.
He's only 1 inch taller. I could.
No, you can't. No, you can't. He would kill you.
Yeah, I could.
He would kill you. He would kill you with his bare hands.
He's only got 1 inch on me.
Chris, yes, that's very true. But he has 1 inch in decades of boxing. Decades
All right,
of boxing.
Well, here's
Chris, don't say you want to.
No, here's Manny Pacquiao. I challenge you.
I would.
You and your I know you were born. I know your birthday, December 17th, 1978. I know. We're both Sagittarii or whatever the fuck. So let's fight. Here are the conditions. You have to be dressed up in a clown outfit, and I get to be in a car with a gun.
You're such a fucking lunatic.
That way it's an even fight.
The idea of you fighting Manny Pacquiao while he's just a clown and you have a gun and a whole car row is insane. Because what if he still wins?
He can't win. I got a car.
He can't win.
It's like that show Man versus Car, and the car always wins.
What's crazy about that is that it made you think the guy might win a little bit. Remember when he pushed it back a little bit? I was like, oh. Oh, what? And then the car ran him over. It was a regular car.
Look, man, I know it's cringe today, but like the first 2 seasons of Rick and Morty are genuinely hilarious.
For real.
Like it's genuinely some like top tier animated comedy, and then it just immediately gets worse.
You can tell that the person I was making it was unhappy when so many hands got into the soup. And he was just like, I guess we're gonna just...
Too many cooks. Just
gonna make millions of dollars and not make what I want to make anymore. And it's like, hey, bro, secure thine bag.
It's like that fucking clip that's been making the rounds of like Seth MacFarlane on... not Seth MacFarlane, but like Peter Griffin on Family Guy talking about like... I think it's like Chris... It's like a clip of a recent Family Guy episode where Chris is like, oh, Bob's Burgers, this show speaks to my generation. And he goes like, that show, and I mean no disrespect, that show looks like it was animated in a moving car. And it's just a very weird thing for Family Guy to say. Because Family Guy looks like Go Animate. You know, it looks like that automated animation software.
I think it was. I think that was the idea of it initially.
I think that's probably...
I don't like Bob's Burgers. Lily loves Bob's Burgers. Gabby loves Bob's Burgers. Smoke loves Bob's Burgers. They all of my closest female friends love it, and I just want to know why. I want to get it.
I like exactly 10% of Bob's Burgers, and that 10% is H. John Benjamin, whose voice is just inherently funny, no matter what it's saying.
I like Archer a lot. Like, I just can't stand him in Bob's Burgers.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's like it's he's funny, but then like everything else is like every other character's voice is nails on a chalkboard.
I'll go as far as say this: there's like 3 funny characters. The daughter is funny. The younger daughter is funny because she also has a funny voice. She has a funny voice as well. Then the older daughter is also funny because she has another funny voice. Like, I think the show I think it has funny moments, but I can't sit down and watch that show. I cannot.
It's a little difficult.
It's not my kind of show.
For me to watch it.
No one is getting hurt. There's no slurs. I can't do this. Can't expect this of me.
It's not Boondocks. All right, let's move on.
Boondocks is literally my peak of comedy. That's how you make me laugh.
Boondocks is pretty great. Let's move on to some questions. We're going to try and get through the rest of the questions we have here because it's a new month. It's June.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to get a whole new swath of questions. We're going to get a bunch of Pride Month questions, I'm sure. Did you see the helmet with like the Marines advert?
No way. Really?
The Marines tweeted out something like, Pride Month, no discrimination. And it's like a camo helmet with rainbow bullets on the side. Not making that up. That's real.
Let's get to these questions. I have
there's also special Pride Month Vaseline that you can get for like 20 cents more than normal Vaseline. Because it's limited edition Vaseline.
I'm not a part of the community. I'm not a member of the community. I find it so weird. Like, the months don't make sense to me. It's like,
I don't know what's so gay about June.
Okay, other than that, the months, like, this is all American.
What's the gayest? What is the gayest month? Do you think?
I don't know. Let me finish. These are all parts of American history, and it should just be parts of American history. It shouldn't be like, oh, this is the month for the gays. Go out and be gayer than usual, because this month we won't attack you guys. It's like, no.
This month we won't attack you guys.
No, let them. They should just be, period. You know, like same with like Black History Month. Like, that's American history. This is all American history. Why do we have months? We just teach more American history in general. Now the Hispanics, we get 2 months, you know, and I'm happy about that. We get our 2 months.
We get 2 months?
Yeah, we do. It's September to I think September to November.
What's so Hispanic about September and November?
I don't know.
I think April's pretty fucking
I think
gay.
May's Hispanic. I thought May was Latin American Heritage Month my whole life growing up. And apparently it's not.
Cinco de Mayo, right? Because Cinco de Mayo?
No, not because of Cinco de Mayo. I remember hearing that before.
I think April should be the gay month. Because that's like the prank month.
Stop.
You know, it'd be like the safest. It'd be the safest. No, hear me out. This would be the safest gay month because, like, let's say you were like really nervous about coming out to your family, right? Let's say like, man, I got like this pit in my stomach. Hold on, I got a good point. And it's like, man, I feel nervous about it. April 1st comes around. It's the official Pride Month. Mom and Dad, I'm gay. And then if they don't accept it, it's like, it's April Fools. And you're safe. And then you have to pay taxes. Anyway, moving on to...
I'm not even a part of this anymore. I'm done with you.
Wait, you don't think April's a gay month?
No, I don't know what a gay month is.
April's gayer than June.
Chris, months aren't gay.
If there were 2 girls in front of you and one of them was named April and one of them was named June, I can bet you that April's gay.
I think June might be more gay. That's
June
gonna be clipped, and she's gonna see that. But
oh right, yeah,
she's definitely gonna see that. It's gonna be clipped, and she's gonna be like, "What?"
June is like a bi month at most.
I don't know, feller.
Anyway,
questions, please, questions.
You ever think about? Big Dale Energy wrote in. He says, "Dear manly men with big swinging dicks, as you may have heard, there are some people who will eat their placenta after giving birth. Would you consider eating a placenta as cannibalism? I say yes. It's just not morally wrong, but I have friends who argue since it's a temporary organ, eating it is more akin to chewing your fingernails, therefore is not cannibalism. Bonus question. I'm not going to answer that one. If you were to eat a placenta, how would you want it cooked? I don't give a shit.
Stir fried.
I'm not going to answer. I wouldn't.
But if let's just say
stir fried. You fucking did. You sick.
You sick. You sick. But I don't have the energy to fight. I just whichever one you choose, I agree with you, Chris. I can't.
So here's my feeling.
I can't. Theory, I don't know what to say.
So chewing your fingernails, eating your fingernails, that's not cannibalism.
Mm-hmm.
All right? But eating somebody else's fingernails, I think kind of crosses that line where it's weird enough to be considered cannibalism. It's like introductory cannibalism, I think. And I think that's what this is. I don't think it's necessarily
So is drinking someone's sperm cannibalism?
Yes.
Okay.
But that's like, how do I say
that's
this?
The most acceptable form of cannibalism so far, I guess?
It's like...
That's fine?
You know how the state executes criminals? And how, like, that is an acceptable form of murder?
I disagree, but I understand the point you're making.
You know what I'm saying,
yes.
though? Like legally speaking. I would say drinking Siemens is... that is the legally acceptable form of cannibalism, and there's no... You can't go further than that without it being a problem. Do you understand what I'm saying?
We're flying too close to the sun, man.
No, like you don't agree? You're grudging. You're doing the grudge noise.
I don't have my heart. All the fight in my body is gone right now. I don't know what to say.
So you'd agree?
I guess.
I mean, I don't see how you could argue.
Yeah, man. Pretty good. I look.
So here's what I would say. Eating your own placenta is not cannibalism. If you eat somebody else's placenta, that's weird as shit. And that's confusing. First of all, I don't know why you would do that. Just like I don't know why you would chew on somebody else's fingernails. But you know,
just eating.
How would you react if you stepped into a room? Let's say like we were all living together again, and I was like in the living room, and I was eating a bowl of fingernails, and it was just milk, but they were all my fingernails, but it somehow filled up a bowl. And you're just watching me, and you look closer. It's like, that's not Rice Krispies. And you look over, and you understand what's happening. Would you bring it up to me? Would you mention like, hey, Chris, are those fingernails?
I don't know. I'm pretty good at minding my own business. So like,
if let's say you noticed it, and you knew 100% that those are fingernails. I'm even like you can hear the crunch.
I'd be like, nah, I wouldn't say anything. I'd bring it up to our friends, and I'd be like, did y'all see that?
You just go back into your room, probably.
I'm like, I can't, because that's not groundbreaking. That's just, this is very fucking weird, and I could have swore I would have seen this by now. This has been like fucking 11 years of friendship, and this has never come up once. But I guess.
No, I've never been so hungry.
I guess.
Is there any nutritional value in fingernails?
I don't think so.
No, it's not like carbs.
Maybe.
I'm gonna look this up.
I don't want to talk about fingernails or placentas. I just don't
want the nutritional value of fingernails. All that comes up is no, they cannot survive on such a diet. I don't know who they are or like what the fuck it's in reference to.
Those who dwell. What's the next question, bud? That's not. I don't want to talk about
nails. Hold on, we got to make this an educational show. Nails and hair are made of keratin. Keratin is very much not digestible. Keratin is highly resistant to digestive acids if it is ingested. So don't eat your fingernails if you had to be told that for some fucking reason. Next, moving on. Oh, this is also about placentas. You're in luck.
Yay.
Jacob Martin, what's up? You unholy triumvirate. What does that mean? Triumvirate? What is that?
I mean, three piece, maybe.
Oh, yeah, because pentaverate would be like 5, right?
I don't know. Maybe
there's a whole fucking Mike Myers show on Netflix right now that no one's talking about.
Is it good?
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but Shrek is in it. If Thanos,
Dronky, where's my swamp?
What's up, you unholy triumvirate? If Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet and snapped, half of life gets dusted away. How does this apply to pregnant women? Can Thanos cause a miscarriage? Can an unborn fetus fail?
Absolutely.
To the ground? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's an obvious thing. Yeah. I feel like because it's technically.
Oh my God! What if they don't?
It's technically alive.
What if they don't? What if it's like? Not one pregnant woman was affected because they're not alive. It's universal law, and women start getting like fucking day before abortions.
How would you feel? Let's say this happened, right? Let's say like you're one of your friends is pregnant for whatever reason. You're out at like a fucking Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know what the fuck you'd be doing. I don't know where pregnant people go, but let's say you're having dinner with them. Bunch of other friends around you. And then the snap happens. Nobody in the Buffalo Wild Wings is affected. You don't know anything yet. But she disappears. And the baby's still sitting there. The baby's just in the booth.
They're not gonna be looking around like that. They're gonna be like, wang.
What if it was about basically
ready?
Like about like yeah, like she was gonna give birth in like the next week or so.
I'd be like, oh my God, there's a baby here. Someone help me with this baby. And I'd start freaking out because there's a baby. Now there's a baby. Now I'm that baby's parent.
I see. I would think that's her. That's her. That's like she became a baby.
What if it's a baby boy?
I mean, I didn't know her that well.
Because she's already carrying a fucking baby.
What are you saying?
Chris, let me reiterate. She's already carrying a baby.
Yes, what do you mean?
And then it poofs and it has the genitals of a boy.
What is that? What are you saying? Are you trying to imply something?
No, I'm not.
Let's move on.
I'm not implying anything. In fact, I'm just gonna.
Hello, it's me, the real Barack Hussein Obama. Chris's favorite boy toy and glazed bronut wrote in. Says, I hate that term. I do not like glazed bronut at all. Peace, ho, what low-born peasantry. I don't know what the fuck that is. Have you ever had a dish that you loved, but one day something went terribly wrong and you could never taste it again without remembering that one fuck up? My example is a chicken restaurant that I love. I got what I always get, but inside the chicken tender was an entire rib cage, and something tasted very wrong. I can't eat at this place anymore without tasting a hint of it.
That hasn't happened to me.
I don't know if I've had...
Not yet.
I remember, like, back when I was in, like... I can't remember if it was, like, middle school or elementary school, maybe, like, junior high latest, but, like, there was that picture that was going around of, like, the chicken head in the McDonald's or whatever. Do you remember that? It's like a fried beak, and it was like its eye open, and it was like there was like a tear coming out of it. And I don't know if that's real still to this day because I've never gotten anything that badly fucked up, and I've had a lot of fast food in my day.
Yeah, never had anything like that. I agree. There's a place where I used to live called Taco Azteca, and I had that one time, and it fucked me up. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to me, but like it was like. I ate it.
Was it good at least?
It was fine. It was good at the time. That's where I had like really great Mexican food I ate. And I was just like, oh, I'm going home. When I was going home, things started spinning. I got into the apartment. I laid down. I sweat. It was that night that I was really sick and everybody was playing Skyrim right alongside me. And I was just sick, lying, sleeping on the couch. And it was an apartment full of people playing Skyrim around me. And they were like, yo, dude, the fuck you doing? Wake up and play some Skyrim. And I'm like, guys, I feel like I'm dying.
Wake up. Let's play some Skyrim.
Because we'd have Skyrim
parties.
It's such a
stupid sentence. I hated that.
We have Skyrim parties.
I remember when that first happened, when they were like, because Skyrim was huge in 2011. That was like my first year of college. And I remember like it came out in the beginning of my first year. By the way, worst possible timing for that game to come out.
Yeah, for you particularly, for your age.
Yeah, because I was like, this is fucking. this is next level amazing. I love this. Whatever the fuck this is. This is like, I've never seen anything like this. And school? Who cares?
I can't become the Dover Queen.
But our friends would have this thing. We would do LAN parties for things like in years past for like multiplayer games. Like we would do like Halo 3 LAN parties or Halo 4 LAN parties even before that or after that. But like at some point Skyrim came out and Jalen specifically was like really the one who wanted this to happen more than anybody. Jalen and Joe, they would be like, let's have a Skyrim party where we'll all bring our TVs and our consoles to the same place and then we'll play Skyrim alone with each other. And I never fucking understood it because I can't even imagine just the cacophony of that room where you're just hearing like 8 loading screens going at once with that same music overlaying, like not perfectly on top of one another, different quest lines going on, people spoiling the game for other people.
It's so like, maddening, bro. It
is insane.
And they would do it, and they would do it do it all day. We would order food, and we would just be like at one person's house playing Skyrim all day. And I'm just like, this is insane. I did it. I joined because I didn't want to be a loser.
I didn't do it. I was like, I'm playing Skyrim by myself. I have to, like, this is an immersive experience. I want it to be mine. What am I going to do? Like, I don't want to look over and see you doing something cool that I could have experienced myself.
Look, bro, Skyrim parties were insane.
It's an insane premise. But I don't think I've ever had anything like this where like a restaurant's been ruined for me in any real way.
I'm usually fine. I have a stomach of stone for the most part. So unless something is like, also for me to complain about food, it has to be bad. It has to be very bad. Like it has to be like horrible for me to complain for food. Like I've done it maybe once ever actually.
I'll tell you one thing that always breaks my heart though, like when I go to a restaurant and it's like if I order fried calamari and it's the rings, that makes me really sad. I don't know what you mean by that. Have you never ordered fried calamari?
I like seafood, bro.
Oh, that's right. So like there's 2 types of calamari. There's like the proper calamari that has like the tentacles and like the, you know, the actual calamari. And then there's like this ring of calamari that's basically an onion ring. It's like coated in like something. You wouldn't be able to tell it apart from an onion ring if you weren't like close enough to it. And for some reason, a lot of restaurants are famous, like they just really like the rings, but they just taste so much worse than just like the actual calamari. It'd be like if you got fish, right? But then like, oh, instead of having a fish, or you know what it's like? It's like imagine chicken rings.
Okay.
Imagine that as opposed to just like a nice piece of chicken.
Okay, I get you.
It's like there's clearly been something done to this that's not okay. Why are you doing this?
I get you. I understand what you mean.
Yeah, it's just very processed and very, I don't know, very not good, in my opinion. The spider that crawls into your mouth while you sleep, Rodin. That's not real. That's a fucking myth. It says, hello, Draugr, Dwarf, and Jotnar?
Jotun. Or Jotunier?
No. I don't know. Maybe you misspelled it. Wouldn't be surprised. After so many instances of you guys recommending things to us, I'd like to take a chance to recommend something to you. I am very much into Norse mythology and have actually spent a few years researching about different gods, creatures, and even Old Norse language. I have some time recently come across a Viking metal band called Brothers of Metal. Fuck, Derek would love this. And if only he was here instead of at the Johnny Depp release.
The Johnny Depp release. The pre-release for Johnny Depp.
Yeah, the open beta. And have added many of their songs to my library. It would give me great pleasure if you guys were to give them a listen. Yeah, I'll check it out.
I feel like I've heard of them already.
Give it a shot. They have songs like Yggdrasil and Ride of the Valkyries. That sounds very Viking metal.
1 sec.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
I just got to knock on my door, so give me 1 second.
No worry, I'll handle it.
All right, so be right back. I'm gonna.
Yeah, don't stop the recording.
Okay, so just get up and leave.
Just it's fine. Like I'll handle it. It's just me now. It's just you and me now, guys. Sweeney's gone. He's leaving. It's over. This is the Chris Ray-Gun show. And you're going to have to fucking deal with that. Drunk Kraken wrote in. He says, hello, little scream, big scream, and sex god Derek. He's gone. My question is as follows. When I was little, I vividly remember playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with my friends and was introduced to Shuma Gorath through that game. There are clips of his character in scenes of Doctor Strange 2, and seeing this kind of stuff on the big screen a decade or so after my young obsession is surreal, to say the least. Have any of you guys had moments like that? And if so, what were they? I think probably seeing Spider-Man like as a real person in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies when I was a kid was probably that moment, because I'd only known him from like action figures and fucking what do you call? I only knew him from action figures and video games. So I just didn't assume that I would ever see him in person. Like, that's insane to me. But it was probably that. Like, I would imagine that would be the only thing that would even come close. But because Sweeney's not here, I'm going to go ahead and say that he was probably most excited to see Ugly Sonic in Rescue Rangers, the show on Disney Plus, or the movie on Disney Plus. By the way, awesome that they did that. I'm personally very happy that they brought Ugly Sonic in as his own independent character, because that was what I wanted from the beginning. Like, I was sad that they fixed Sonic. I wanted to see fucking Ugly Sonic in his fully CG rendered, like, baggy under eyes, fucking like big beer belly, you know, neurotic speech patterns. Like, that's what I wanted in the real Sonic movie. But instead we got this like great rendition of the character. Cool. Not sure what that fucking does for me. But since Sweeney's here, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about, because this is something that's been bothering me personally. Halo Infinite cannot catch a break lately, because for some reason they're doing this thing where they're doing this thing recently where they have the exact right, they have the recipe to just do things correctly, right? But then they're just not doing it, and I don't understand why.
Is that about the police?
I don't understand why when 343 puts out a game mode that says, "Hey, Team Snipers is coming to Halo Infinite. Get ready for Team Snipers." And then the image is a bunch of Spartans with sniper rifles. It's like, cool, very exciting. And then you jump into the playlist, and yeah, Snipers shows up once in a while, but it's also like Stalker rifles and plasma carbines, or Maulers and Skewers. And it's like, all you had to do
make it its own playlist.
Was make a Snipers playlist. That's all. Like, it's like they overthink shit, and it bothers the hell out of me.
I just don't. I don't have faith in them anymore, man.
It's baffling.
I genuinely have no faith in them anymore.
Somebody is on that team that is intentionally fucking it up. Like, I don't know how you fuck up just basic. Oh, let's add a playlist to the game.
I think the people that are making it are doing good, but then there's like executives that are like, we should do this, and they're like, guys, just listen to us. And they're like, I understand what the fans want, but fuck them. This is a better idea.
I understand what the fans want, but I don't play the game, and this is what I want.
I want this.
It's insane. Anyway, Drunk Kraken wrote in. I'm going to read your question again because I answered it already, and then I went off on a tangent. But Drunk Kraken wrote, he says for you, Kingston, he said, when I was little, I vividly remember playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with my friends, and was introduced to Shuma Gorath, and seeing him in Doctor Strange 2 was like really surreal. So was there have you ever had a moment like that where like a young obsession you saw on the big screen was like defining or surprising to you?
Seeing Tobey as Spider-Man.
That's what I said.
Seeing Tobey as Spider-Man.
It's like
it was unbelievable.
It's the only thing that I could think of where I was like,
or the entirety of the MCU, I guess. Because the MCU was like, seeing Tobey as Spider-Man was like, oh, this is Spider-Man. But then seeing like Captain America and Thor and Doctor Strange and all, like, just seeing all of them put together. I'm pretty sure it's going to be another experience when I see Miles on the big screen too. And it's like, oh my God, like, this kid is playing Miles Morales, you know? Like, it's was wild seeing the universe that I've been keeping up with since I was like a 5-year-old come into existence. But Toby was the first time where I saw Toby and I was like, I can't believe this is him. Like, that's Spider-Man. That's why for me in my brain, when I think of live action, I always default to Tobey Maguire. Like, every time.
Yeah.
Even though it may not be my favorite or my favorite or least favorite, whatever, that's who Spider-Man is in live action to me, you know? Like, Tom Holland personifies him more modernly, but for everyone that's like around my age, it's Tobey Maguire. Like, oh, that's Toby.
Yeah, I would agree. I think my favorite rendition is the PS4 game. And then, honestly, animated series is kind of second. Like, I really like that voice actor a lot.
That's what I think of. That's what I think of his voice as. Like, if there is not any Spider-Man media playing, and I think of the voice of Spider-Man, I go to Barnes, right?
Christopher Daniel Barnes.
But then, like, when I think of him as a person, I think of, obviously, Tobey Maguire. It's kind of a combination where it's Maguire's face and Barnes' voice. Mary Jane, this can't quite be.
I will say, too, also, that Tobey Maguire just has, like, he has a really good voice for combat. I don't know why. I don't know how to I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but, like, something about the way he yells and the way, like, when you were playing the video game specifically, when you would, like, take damage, there was like a uniqueness to the way that he would, like, grunt, or, like, the way that, like, he has such a weird voice in general. Like, he has a very identifiable voice, and that, like, translates to when he's taking damage.
I love Toby.
To the point where, like,
it's insane.
I remember every single grunt of damage that Tobey Maguire has probably ever said, because those games were so, like, cemented in my brain. But yeah, Christopher Daniel Barnes is, like,
so good.
Especially watching that show again, which I haven't seen in, like, a really long time. Like, I haven't sat down and watched that show, like, properly in, like, well over 15 years. And
I try to watch it, but I get dizzy.
It is
I get dizzy
quick.
watching that show, and I'm like, I gotta sit down.
It's so fucking funny how quick it is. I love it. There's this great scene where, like, Peter Parker has to, like, deliver, like, ransom money to Dr. Octopus.
Oh my god, I know the exact scene you're talking about.
And he's like, and he goes, like, let them go. And Dr. Octopus is like, nah, what? I have the money. Like, what are you, stupid? And then he picks him up and he just drops him out a window. And immediately, Spider-Man is there. Like, he's just in costume quicker than I've ever seen anything happen.
I love it, dude. I love that show. It's so great. Fucking high octane, dude. It makes me...
Oh, no. You know what it was? It was the Spider-Man No More moment happened in that same episode. Yeah. And it's like... It is 30 seconds that this arc, this very pivotal arc takes place in. Because he goes... I think he forgets about his date to Mary Jane. And then he's like, I can't even get a date because of you. And he throws the costume in the closet and locks it off. And he's like, you know what? Fuck that shit. I'm out of here. And I'm going to go live my life as Peter Parker. And then he steps out his house. And then the reporter lady is like, where's Spider-Man? And he goes like, I don't know. And he goes like, and then she's like, Spider-Man would never turn his back on people who need him. And then he goes, she's right. Spider-Man would never. And he puts the costume back on immediately. He's been outside for maybe 15 seconds.
He was like, you're right. Maybe they need Spider-Man. I love his voice, bro, because he sound like he has a teacher's voice, you know, where like a little kid can sit down and be like, I get it. And so when he screams, he's scary. Like when he's angry at Shocker, it's such a scary scene. You're like, whoa, he's never been mad like that before.
When he says no as Mary Jane is like evaporating into water, that is one of the most genuinely like. That is a genuinely painful sound. Like, it's actually, like, pretty good, like, from a VO perspective. Because it really is just, like, gut-wrenchingly, like that, there's something really not okay with this guy.
That scene is so fucked because, like, yo, your girl turns the wall. Dude, Norman Osborn in that show
he lost Mary Jane
twice.
He lost Mary Jane 3 times.
3 times?
It was 3 times. There's one in the first season, one when she falls off into the portal.
Yeah.
And then
when she turns into evaporates from water.
And then when she turns into fucking water. And that's after he marries her too. It's fucking insane. No! It's so impained.
Dude, when she jumps off the bridge, I had to see if you'd come save me. I would have been like, yo, I can't be with her anymore. She's crazy. Yeah,
will you marry me? Jumps off the building. What if he didn't save her? He's like, I guess this is what she wants.
This is a funny thing, right? Now, do you think this? Okay. So Lily was talking to me and she was like, we had this conversation. It was me, you, Smokey, and Lily. And we were like, she was like, if I got turned into a beagle, would you try to help me? And I'm like,
a beagle?
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, if I turn into a beagle, would you try to save me? And I'm like, do you understand you're a beagle now, right? Like, I don't.
That's an insane question.
I don't know what I would
maybe
do.
I would maybe take you to the government or something.
And she's like, you wouldn't try to use magic to save me? It's like, Lillian, you're a beagle.
Yeah.
Would you try to save your girl if you turned into a beagle? I'd be like, you're a beagle now. What do you expect me to like? There's clearly magic, and I don't know how to use that. You're just a beagle now.
Like look, man. I would seek as much help as possible, but like I don't know like what you could do at that point. Like if there's really magic afoot and she's just a beagle now, like what? Like that's just a trap question though. That's like the would you love me if I was a worm? It's like, of course I wouldn't.
But I'm gonna say,
of course I wouldn't. I don't love a worm. The fuck? It's a worm. I step on worms on purpose.
There's no way in hell I would ask anyone to be like, oh, if I become a beagle because of magic, save me. That's not your problem. I would never ask that of somebody. I'd be like, this is not your problem. I'm a beagle now. I gotta live as a beagle. But the fact that some people have the fucking gall to dare be like, you wouldn't save me is fucking insane.
It is insane.
I have several letters written, hidden away in my room, just in case something happens and I get transmuted. And all of them say, it's not your problem. Don't worry about it. Put me outside.
Well, there's also the added thing where, like, if you truly are a beagle, if you become a beagle, what kind of situation is it? Is it like a 100 good deeds for Eddie McDowd situation where you are a dog with the mental capacity of a human? Because if so, you could very easily communicate. You could easily communicate that.
Yeah,
you could. Like
if I became a dog with my intelligence, that means I'd be slightly smarter than a dog, so I'd be able to communicate. Let me die.
I would go up. I would like go up to my computer. I would type out a thing, and I would be like, "Hey, it's me, Chris. I'm in this beagle. This is not a coincidence.
Kill me."
I would type it with my nose, real slow, and I would be like, "This is not a coincidence. Someone help me. Call the news or something.
Do
something. Do anything. Let people be aware that I am me." I would write all this out. It's like, it's not like a dog fell on a keyboard and it just happened to say hi. Like this is like real, clearly a person.
Do you think you'd
if
have
that's not the situation?
Yeah, here's a beagle.
And if I just become a beagle and like I act exactly like a beagle was, that's not me anymore.
Yeah,
that's just like my matter has been reassembled into that of a beagle, and there's no reason to save me because I'm likely gone.
The idea is that would you think that your brain would slowly decay since you're a beagle? Like, because a beagle's brain is not the same as a human's brain, So would you initially have my brain power of a human, but slowly it's decaying to the level of a beagle's? And you're like, yo, what the fuck? I'm getting dumber. I was smarter yesterday, because that's the scariest.
That's like onset dementia. That's just experiencing dementia in a dog.
Well, no, it's not. No. Yeah. I feel like becoming a beagle is way worse than dementia.
No, but if your brain is slow and you can experience the pain of like becoming stupider as time goes on, that's dementia.
I feel like even dementia, don't know. They're just kind of like, it's happening.
No, you know on some level. Like, you can't not know unless you're already so stupid that it doesn't matter.
I guess.
Like, imagine being so stupid that dementia doesn't affect you.
No, it makes you smarter. Actually, You're actually a more bright person.
Yeah, because you're forgetting all the things that have held you back.
So you're forgetting
all of the character building, every mistake you've ever made that like maybe like causes you to hesitate on certain things, every experience that you have that like fills you with doubt. It's all gone because you just forgot it. And now you're just like the best you've ever been. And it's all because you forgot who you were.
You're a more efficient version of yourself because you forgot all the bad. And it's like,
I have ADHD. What do you mean? I forgot.
I don't have that anymore. I can think.
It's gone.
I can think so much gooder.
I can think so much gooder. The fog in my head is clear and misty now.
Misty.
And you're like, what did you say?
And misty.
You're like, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I'm a fucking billionaire.
I'm a billionaire. I'm a billionaire, and I'm fucking stupid. How do you feel, idiot? Nice degree, pussy.
I know how to win the lottery. Fucking loser.
Watch, I'm gonna go win the lottery right now. He does it.
He does it twice.
You want to see me do it again?
They put him in a facility because they can't let him buy lotto. He's banned. Do not sell lotto tickets to this man. Could you imagine that was a thing?
Every lotto ticket has his face on it, so everybody knows too.
It's like this guy won the lottery 30 times in the span of 40 days.
And he's not cheating. We checked. We locked him in a box for 2 years straight, and he still
We put him in a box underwater in the dark with only a fucking tube to say the numbers, and he got it right. This man is richer than Elon Musk now.
it's like law-abiding citizen. He's winning the lottery from inside the prison.
Let me claim my winnings now.
Oh my fucking god. Uzwelius the fan wrote in. He says, hello, Chupacabra, Jersey Devil, and Jackalope. What is the best Little Debbie snack, and why is it Nutty Buddies? I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know anything about Little Debbies.
I like the little oatmeal cream pies.
What the fuck is that? Little
Debbies.
I was more of an Entenmann's person.
But you don't get Entenmann's by yourself, you know. You get like a whole thing of Entenmann's you bring home. Entenmann's is more of like a because like they have the Entenmann's like the pies, little fruit pies.
Man, this is real. This is very real. I used to go and buy the fucking Entenmann's Devil's Food, like chocolate Devil's Food cake, and I would eat that whole fucking thing.
Jeez, man, that's a lot of chocolate.
That's a lot of chocolate. That's a lot of frosting. I felt so sick. I fucked my digestive system up permanently, probably. But it was
There's
so good.
nothing worse than eating sweets on an empty stomach and just being in pain, dude.
Dude, that's what happened. That's what happened at the live show.
That's what happened. Pain, just in agony, dude.
That's what happened at the live show. We flew in. I didn't eat breakfast. They didn't have my room ready, so I couldn't relax.
We were sick, dude. We were sick. And we didn't even have a good night's sleep the night before. We were too busy watching backroom bullshit.
That's right.
The backroom bullshit. So, like, early, the only one that slept well was Lily. Lily, like, actually went to bed. And we were, like, up watching stupid shit. Harry Potter weed.
Yo, I'm looking up Little Debbie's snacks now, and
ooh, the zebra cake was good too.
Oh man, you crazy!
What?
The zebra cakes?
You didn't like the zebra cakes?
No, I mean, I liked the idea of the zebra cakes.
Come
like,
on.
you know how when you bite into the zebra cake and you're like, I know what they're going for,
but it's not quite what I want it to be.
But it's not quite like it feels like just short of what it should be, and because of that, it feels toxic. Like the frosting feels a little too hard, and like
it doesn't quite have the right vanilla taste. It has the idea. Yeah. It gives you the impression of vanilla.
It's like the cosmic brownies, like those like that type of chocolate feels wrong. Like, it just doesn't feel correct to be eating. It's not moist enough. The flavor is like... I feel like cosmic brownies should be labeled with their flavor, and I feel like the flavor should be chocolate ?
No, that's why things are... They're crazy. Things are referred to as chocolatey when they're not 100% chocolate. Then when it's chocolate, it says, oh, this is chocolate. But chocolatey means it's chocolate-like.
It's chocolate-esque.
That's the thing. I learned that when I was working at Starbucks, and I was like, what? It's like, yeah. Because then everything doesn't say chocolate. It's always say the Java chip or something like that. No, it's not chocolate. liars.
That's one of the most. I'm sure there's somebody here who is hearing that information for the first time
and being like, "What? What?"
It's like when you find out your tongue has no natural resting position. It's just like it ruined their entire fucking.
Well, you know that your tongue is the organ that heals the fastest.
What?
Your tongue is the fastest healing organ in your body.
It's not your dick?
I mean, have you cut your dick off and it's grown back?
I mean, I've abused it for sure.
My dick was a big callus, and then I peeled the callus like a cocoon.
Oh my god!
And I had a freshly healed dick with wings.
That is sick. That is a sick idea. That is disgusting. Just this callous fucking, this hard shell.
you get a little chisel.
You can taxidermy it if you want.
It comes out, and you got a brand new healed winged dick.
Jesus Christ. Cross-eyed trans girl wrote and he says, "Hey boys, I hope you're all well. Everyone wants to be a contrarian, but what's something you unashamedly side with the mainstream on? I myself think Fortnite is great for giving people a thriving online community and encourages creativity. I dare say it rivals the glory days of Halo 3 on Xbox 360, and I don't even like Fortnite. I think you're probably right. Mm-hmm. Especially now at this point. Like early on, I wouldn't have said so. Like I think but people go fishing in Fortnite now, you know? It's like it's a completely different thing than it was. So I could probably say it. I could see that being equatable. Side with the mainstream on.
I don't know. I'm slowly but surely. I don't know. What do I say the mainstream? Oh, I like the MCU. I like the MCU. I like it. I don't care what people say.
You like the MCU?
Yeah, people shit on it a lot. It's like I understand. It's built. First of all, it's literally built for someone like me. I'm a comic book fan, so it is built for someone like me. It's built to give people that are a little less in the know a bit of understanding or a bit of an easier way to get into it. But I love it. I love the characters. I love the idea that they made a universe about it. I think they could be doing better, obviously, than they could be going a little more in depth with some of the characters. But I really do like the MCU. I think it's a good place.
I think the MCU is fine.
There's a problem when everything is trying to replicate it and everything's trying to become a universe. Because seeing the Northmen and everything everywhere all at once, seeing those movies were definitely very refreshing. Because everything everywhere was one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. That movie is amazing. Fantastic movie. And I've noticed a lot of movies, they try to set up more shit instead of just being a good movie. Like Batman. Yeah. Batman was a very good movie, but Batman, I felt the same thing where at the end of Batman, instead of letting Batman end, it felt like it was setting up more stuff later on. Which
the worst part of that movie was setting up stuff for the future. And
I just think that the idea of letting there be free media where people can go and put their heart into I want to make it look like this or make it seem like this is very important. And we're losing touch of that because of the fact that the MCU proved that universes work, you know?
Well, it's not just universes. It's universes based on recognizable characters and recognizable IP.
Yeah, and
it's very difficult to pitch an original movie now.
It's harder and it's tough, and we need that because everything can't be a part of something else. I love Lord of the Rings. I love Dungeons and Dragons. I love all those things, but we need fresh stuff to be able to enjoy. We can't have everything be based off existing stuff because so many movies wouldn't have existed. We've never had Aliens. We've never had Predators. We've never had fucking John Carpenter's The Thing. We've never had all these great things if they just didn't have the ability to be free and make what they want to make, you know? So, but I do love the MCU at the same time. I really fucking love it. Out of the movies, I dislike maybe 4 of them.
There's a lot of them that I think are, I think most of them are fine. I think it's not so much the MCU that bothers me so much as the context that it exists in. Which is Disney owning kind of everything and being a really scummy fucking company. Did you know about what they did to Quentin Tarantino? I had no idea that this was real. But when The Hateful Eight was out, it was out during Christmas time. And it was, I believe...
Was the movie out at that time? Was it Guardians?
No, it was Star Wars. It was one of the Star Wars movies. I think it was Force Awakens, I think, because that seems about right for the time.
We saw Hateful Eight together, right?
I don't know.
It was. Did you see it? Did you see it at Regal? Yeah, you were with us, I think. It was me, you, Paul, Joe, Alex, and Aaron, I think.
Yeah. We did see it. We saw Hateful Eight together. And then, but like apparently in LA, there's this place called the Cinerama Dome, which is like, it's called something different now, but it's like the Dome Theater in LA. You know what it is,
I think
right?
I know what it is.
Cinerama Dome. I want to know what the fuck it is now. Oh, what is it? Just not. Oh, it's called the ArcLight, I think now, but it's. But
the ArcLight Theater. I know the ArcLight Theater is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the big dome. You know, it's on Sunset. But apparently, there was this whole situation where, like, you know, they had a deal to show The Hateful Eight in the theater, and Disney came to them and they were like, "You can't show his theater. You can't show Hateful Eight in the theater. We want Star Wars to play in the theater." And basically, they threatened to ban all. They threatened to ban all of Disney's films from showing at ArcLight cinemas permanently if they didn't kick The Hateful Eight off of the Cinerama Dome, which is insane because like they have every theater in the U.S., but they for some reason wanted this theater that was like specifically important to Quentin because it's the Cinerama Dome. It's like literally like it's. The Cinerama Dome is like a really important cinema spot, like specifically for like films.
That's
in LA.
Crazy.
It's not like the Chinese theater, which is like a little bit more like, you know, but it's so insane. Like I had no idea that happened, and it's just like Disney is so scummy that it makes me sad that some of my favorite characters are like tied to this entity that fucking sucks.
I think Disney has gotten too big, and that's a problem. I think that's a huge problem. That the company's gotten too large. So, oh my god, Obi-Wan Kenobi spoilers. I don't want to see those. But I think the company's gotten too large, and I think that's a problem. Where when something gets too large, you know, there's a degree of monopoly inherently tied into it. But I do love it. I do love the MCU. I just wish, I don't know. I wish that more people the people that were fans of the things were making the things more. You know. Like Raimi, as much as I'm not a big fan of old quirky Spider-Man, Raimi was a fan of Spider-Man. You can see the fandom he had of the character in it, you know? You could probably look at look at the first maybe 50 issues of Spider-Man and see that's where he's made Spider-Man. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go off of this era of Spider-Man, you know? But some of the people
There's a lot of shots in the Raimi movies that are just straight up from out
the
of
beginning.
comics.
Yeah, from the beginning run, the first volume of Spider-Man. It's like this guy cares about this story. And though I wish there were more people like that were like, because I don't know how to make a film, but I know these characters, you know? So I feel like I'd understand how to make these good stories about these characters. And I wish there were more people that were in these rooms. Because I think Feige's a fan of the Marvel. I think Mike Feige is a Marvel fan. But he's not the director of the movies. Right. So it falls by the wayside, you know?
There's no way Taika Waititi's a Thor fan. Like, there's no way. Like, Thor is...
Wait, no.
There's no way that's true.
He may not be a Thor fan. I
Ragnarok's
gotta say,
I think Ragnarok's
right now, currently throughout Thor's comic book run, he's like one of the two best characters in Marvel currently. Like, he finished up his arc. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Great stories. Fantastic. You know who's the other character I think that's the best one? It's fucking Venom. Venom, I would argue right now, is the best character in like comics and like top 5 in like comics and manga right now. Venom is fantastic. Yeah. And it's just like, why don't they have these writers, these iconic writers in the room while they're making these scripts? Like, they should just be there. Just to give a little viewpoint, like, oh, well, this and that, you know? Because they did, the reason why they made the Infinity War and all that shit was the writer, Jonathan Hickman. He wrote that, and Bendis, they wrote all those stories they ended up adapting and making into the comics. And it's like, that's so cool. Why aren't they in the room when these characters are being written? What is going on?
Yeah, didn't the Spider-Man PS4 game
Dan Slott was right there the whole time, and that's why it did so good. But they're like, nah, man, comics don't make enough money. This movie will make enough money. Hey, Webb, make some bullshit. And he's like, I guess.
Mark Webb. It's so sad.
His name is Webb.
It is so sad that the worst Spider-Man movies are directed by a guy named Mark Webb. That's so, man. It was right there. It was right there. Oh well. What do we got? What do we got?
If only. Our
oh, I didn't answer. I guess. The thing is, like, I don't know what the mainstream is really, because I feel like there are two mainstreams. You know, there's a mainstream that is like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's a mainstream of like, hey, children should die. And then there's another mainstream that says, kids probably shouldn't die. And they feel equivalently supplied with soldiers and people and takes. So I don't know what the mainstream is. Like, I have no idea. I genuinely don't know what the mainstream opinions are.
Yeah, there was a period of time where you were like,
you know what I mean?
Like, the opinion of the thing that made more sense was louder.
Yeah,
it's not that anymore.
Generally speaking, in 2007, you could probably ask somebody, hey, are you in favor of 9/11? And I think 9 times out of 10, they would say no. But now it's probably like more 50-50, I think.
I would say it's...
Which is crazy, but like I think that's probably true.
Yeah, things... I wouldn't say 9/11, but like some things are like obviously... Because like there was once upon a time, I feel like there was... It's going to sound very sing-song. You'd be like, there was a bad and there was a good. And we knew it once upon a time as American people.
We knew things, and it was video games that did it.
And out of nowhere, these video games went to Texas and they did something not good. They did something not good.
God damn it. Fortnite went into Texas and shot them up.
And did all this craziness. But it's true. I feel like once upon a time, there was like a period where people could be like, oh, yes. We can't admit to what's a problem anymore. That's the biggest problem, period. We just like, oh.
But even just subjective opinions. Like, I don't know. Marvel makes a ton of money, but I don't know if the mainstream opinion is that Marvel is great.
I would assume it is.
I really have no idea.
I would assume it is.
I mean, you would assume
because the masses just sit down. Like most people don't really think introspectively about like, the story. This story has a great thing of this. Because I consider masses. I consider mass consciousness like Lillian. She's a very basic person. Not basic in a disrespectful way, but like very like simple. Yeah. And if she likes it or she understands it, then it's more or less like, oh, this is for the people that are just absorbing, not for the critical analyzers.
But, like, would you say that the mainstream opinion of Saturday Night Live is that Saturday Night Live is not funny?
Yeah, now. I would say now, yes.
But how is it still on TV?
Because it's more of a relic.
But I don't know. Like, I feel like... Because,
it's the same reason why people make swords, you know? Like, people still making swords, but we don't use them. But it's still making them.
But the thing is, it's like, because we spend so much time on Twitter, like, there was a time where I would have assumed that, like, oh, Bernie Sanders is going to win, clearly.
That's true. I did, too.
Because
it made sense.
Everybody that I see, the mainstream from my perspective was that he was insanely popular. But then you go outside of Twitter and then he's still pretty popular, but he's not nearly as popular as you thought. And you're like, oh, interesting. I wonder if that's like, I wonder if there's a lot of people who really like the Halo show. You know what I mean? And they're just not on Twitter because why would they be? They're probably like happy and enjoying their lives. And then they're probably just sitting there like, my parents liked the Halo show. And I was like, fair enough. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't, I guess.
Do your parents usually tend to like good shows? Like, my grandmother has the most mixed... my grandmother can watch Goodfellas, but this is a really good film. Then she can also watch Charleston Heston's fucking 10 Commandments every fucking Easter and be like, this is such a good movie. And I'm like, Grandma, this is not a good movie. It's never been a good movie.
My parents tend to watch everything. Like, they have definitely seen more... I mean, not just because they're way older, but like, I mean, like even in like this short, in like a 2-year period, they will have definitely consumed more media than I have.
Okay.
Like for sure. Like, because they sit and they watch everything on Netflix. They watch everything. They tell me about shows that I've never fucking heard of. It's like, oh, have you seen 1886? I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, I don't know what that is. So I don't know, like they tend to watch and are pretty okay with most things. They'll really like certain things and then they'll like not care for other things, but they'll still watch the shit they don't care for just because they're invested.
I wish I had that mentality before because of the internet made it so I could find what I want to watch. Like when you look through your YouTube feed, like there are moments where I look through my YouTube feed, like my home, and I just feel bored. And I'm like, ew, why am I bored? This is what I'm supposed to like. But like, it's like, it's all I've been. It's just anime and lore and D&D shit. I'm like, what have I become? I was so much more diverse as a human once upon a time. And then like memes of like, I tried to go on r/people fucking dying last night. And it was like, not people dying. It was like a bunch of people like succeeding and living. And it really made me upset. It made me really upset because that's not what I came there for, you know?
Yeah, like I'm thinking of like what's the mainstream on comedians even? Like, are most people angry? No. Are most people okay? Like, I really don't know. I assume not. So I guess that would be the thing that
Twitter, whenever you're on Twitter, right? You assume that the people that are the loudest and the most outraged are the smaller group. It's a safe assumption.
Right, yeah.
But sometimes they're the bigger group. Sometimes they are.
On occasion. But like, I think what's funny about all the things about comedians now, it's like usually the complaint is usually like they mention, like when they're talking about a specific joke that they're complaining about, they mention how this was a bad joke and how it was upsetting. And they'll also add on top of that how upset that they were that everybody in the room was laughing at it, which to me is kind of like the comedian's doing a good job, I guess, right? Because that's the whole point. The whole point is to make the crowd laugh. But I don't know. I don't know if I have an answer for this because I don't know how to discern what the mainstream opinion is.
Yeah, it's a bit nutty.
I guess the thing that I'll side with the mainstream on is, and I hope this is a mainstream opinion, I think pedophiles are pretty bad. You know, that's a pretty
safe bet. You know, they're not good. They're definitely not good.
I think they're ontologically evil.
They're definitely, if those are like one of the few categorical evil people you can say. You know, that person fucks children. That's not a good guy.
Yeah, like I wouldn't help him. You know, I would
hope they would get help. But at the same time, it might not be directly from me, you know?
Yeah. All right. Let's see. UO20 wrote and he says, "Hello, 3 homosexual minorities playing Mass Effect inside of a tank. Longish time listener and first time questioner. Question asker, I guess. I've been listening to more of your older episodes of the podcast more recently, and usually you guys will mention people who have died or two. Wait, what? People who have died a week or two before I heard the episode, or other weird coincidences like that. Have you guys had any weird coincidences in your life that were very eerie? I can't think of any eerie.
Never very eerie
coincidences. Yeah, a lot of people, like, I've heard stories about, like, people have, like, these, like, supernatural, like, oh my god, fucking, like that, what is it? Like Seth MacFarlane, and how he was like, I was almost on the 9/11 plane, and I was late, or whatever, to my plane, and, damn.
We did that in sync. We both thought that would be the best thing. Jeez, man, almost.
That's mean. Also, I actually like.
Yeah, whatever, man. They could have, you know, somebody else.
I don't like Family Guy.
They would have made something else probably better than that. You know, something else would have came out that became the benchmark of comedy. You know, so
Seth MacFarlane's a good
guy.
Sure.
I believe you.
I don't know about a good guy. I don't know him personally, but I think he's genuinely a funny person. It's Family Guy that I'm like.
The fact that he. Okay, I've never had. I'm not gonna get to the conversation because I don't want to downplay this man. I don't know him at all. I don't know him from a hole in the fucking wall.
You don't think those first few seasons?
I think the first 5 seasons of Family Guy, first 5 are hilarious. I can't deny that.
That's when he was writing.
You know, he's been writing. He wrote until like season 11, dude.
Yeah, but it's you know how many seasons Family Guy has now?
How many?
It's been. Well, hold on. He stopped writing in 2011 to give you an idea.
Yeah.
Family Guy recent season 21. So it did get bad for sure, like while he was writing, but like he still wrote like some pretty funny shit. And those Road to Rhode Island,
that episode in general, so good.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like all of his music stuff that he did was really good in that show.
On the road to Rhode Island.
Quite honestly, this might be a controversial opinion.
Going in style.
So that'd be a controversial opinion, but I genuinely think like of the big animated comedies, which were like Family Guy, The Simpsons, and South Park, I think music-wise, I think Family Guy had
without a doubt. Without a doubt, yeah. He understands show tunes. He knows that kind of music pretty well.
Yeah, it's almost like that's all he wants to do.
But then, like when it comes to the funniest one, obviously it's South Park. South Park has pushed the envelope. There have been times recently like before we moved out of Olive, we watched a season where Man Bear Pig beat the devil to death. And I remember sitting down watching that episode and being in awe that it happened. Because like when Trump became president, I felt like that's when South Park got that breath of fresh air. They were just like, oh, we're back. There's so many fucking things to make fun of. Yeah. And they were able to go with it.
They're able to ebb and flow between quality and like mediocrity a lot better than like The Simpsons has been terrible for a really long time. Family Guy's been terrible for a really long time.
Marge, the Holocaust
but South Park kind of like
a real thing.
South Park's kind of got a heartbeat going on where it's like it's really good and it's like all right, yeah, and then it's like really good again and it's like hasn't been terrible.
Like the quarantine episodes, oh my god, the fucking COVID episode special and everything like that. That was
the fucking integrity weed shit is so funny to me. Like I don't know why. Like I just think it's so goddamn amusing.
Integrity. When he went to China and he had to kill Winnie the Pooh. That shit was so insane. Who knows that?
We can't say it because it's under pseudonym, but we know that guy.
Do we actually know the guy? Are we like friends with him?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I don't know if you've met him, but like he knows you for sure. Let's
okay.
That's so funny. All right, let's
one more. We're at 2. We'll have one more.
Oh, we're at 2. All right. You know what? There's only 3 left, so like we're gonna knock the 3 out so that we can just get a fresh start for June. Our last episode was way longer than this. 9/11 was the world's biggest Jenga game road, and he says, "Hey, 50 Shades of Black. Imagine, I mean, not me, but
I mean, I guess, a shade.
You will.
Before you're one of the early shades, the very early shades of black.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we all come from Africa. I guess.
No, it's not.
Imagine, if you will, a world in which you had become a furry, or becoming a K-pop stan, and if you don't, you'll be tortured for eternity. Which would you choose?
K-pop stan.
Yeah.
Pussy. There's pussy there.
Yeah, for sure.
There's pussy there.
Also, it's just not as bad.
Not quite as bad, but definitely has its own wrong. There's definitely things you need to.
Oh yeah,
there's definitely sins there, but less so.
See, the thing is, it's like being a furry is degenerate, but it's not morally bankrupt. Being a K-pop stan is definitely like you're like, oh, a kid was shot to death. Here's a picture of some vaguely Asian person dancing.
That shit is wild,
and that's how I feel about it.
I saw that when George Floyd got killed. People were commenting K-pop stan stuff, and I was like, "Dude,
it's insane.
Y'all are evil. You guys care about one thing, and that's it."
If you showed a K-pop stan a video of a dog getting its skin peeled off it while it was still alive and screaming, it would do a twirl, snap, and dance.
And it's like, what? You don't feel anything here? Nope, it's not BTS. It's like.
I remember when BTS meant behind the scenes.
Yep.
And I will never forgive them.
I will never listen to K-pop. I will never do it. I'll never become one of those people. I'll never allow myself.
I can't forgive them.
I'll never open up my heart.
I can't forgive them for ruining that acronym in the same way that I couldn't forgive Beyonce for a long time for fucking up Google searches for Halo. Like it ruined it made
you.
I can't forgive it. I don't think it's the case anymore. I think if you Google Halo now, it's actually relevant shit.
He can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah, it is actually Halo stuff. Thank fucking God. But for a while there, it was grim, guys. Some grim shit. Hugger Derek, the movie theater manager, wrote and he says, "Hey there, kings of all kings. What movies are you excited for in the coming year? I'm personally excited for Doctor Strange 2. Okay, so this is a while ago. Doctor Strange 2 and Nicolas Cage's The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I still haven't seen that one.
I heard it's very good.
I saw Doctor Strange.
I heard it's very good.
Yeah, I've heard it's good too. Dude, I've heard like pretty great. I heard Top Gun was great too.
I heard it was great also.
Which is crazy because like what?
Why are there so many good movies coming out this year? Like,
it is 2022 weird, right?
is going to be like, in 2022, there was a bit of a resurgence in film. And it's like, wow, what?
Yeah, we had fucking Bob's Burgers, the movie. No, I see. I haven't seen Top Gun, and if I have, it's been a long ass time, since I've seen it. So like, I can't just go watch Top Gun. Like, I have to see Top Gun 1 before I see this fucking
apparently
new one.
It's very good.
But I've heard enough good things about it that I'm like, God damn it, I have to watch Top Gun now. And I don't care about Top Gun because I don't care about pilots.
Apparently, it's a good movie.
The fuck do I care about pilots?
I was caught off guard by how good it was.
What?
Top Gun. I was like,
oh, you saw it?
No. I watched a Screen Rants thing of it. Not Screen Rants.
Oh yeah.
Someone did a review of it, and it was like, oh, it's very good. And I was like, what? Apparently, it's a very good cast too. I'm just like, it's Top Gun. What?
It is weird. It is super fucking bizarre.
It's like figuring out fucking what you call that was a good movie. Like when we figured out Paddington was good. It's like Paddington 2 was very good. And it's like
upcoming movie. Those are the ones I want to see. I want to see, obviously, the ones that are on my radar right now are Northman, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Unbearable Weight, the Nicolas Cage one.
The Unbearable Weight.
We're probably going to see him in that order.
The Unbearable Weight was very good. I want to see that. I saw Northman. Northman was very good. Everything Everywhere was very, very good as well. Everything Everywhere was the best movie I've seen in like a long time. Like, for real, a great movie. Like,
yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Really, 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 really good. So I hope everybody go see that movie, guys. Please, please, please. It warmed my heart knowing that movie came into existence. It made me tear up a little bit. Fucking stellar.
So there's I looked up upcoming movies for 2022. So there's Lightyear.
I want to see that.
The Buzz Lightyear fucking movie. There's Thor: Love and Thunder, which looks fun. Avatar 2. There's a movie called Nope, and I don't know what this is.
That's a Jordan Peele movie.
Oh, Jordan Peele. He likes his one-word titles.
Wait.
Oh, no, Get Out is not. But he did Us recently, right?
Yeah.
That was the last one he did. It's kind of like Bungie with like, oh, it's a marathon. Now it's Halo. Now it's Destiny.
That's true. Good old Bungie.
And then the next one is like, I think they're going to call it Matter.
Yeah, I think it's Matter.
Well, then there's also the Minions: The Rise of Gru.
I hate those movies. In fact, I've only seen half of the first movie. It's like with me.
I did not. I just don't like it at all. Black Panther, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Black Panther comes out this year? No.
According to fucking Google, probably not.
Way.
I can't imagine.
They're reshooting that movie.
Oh,
Spider-Verse.
November 11th, 2022. That can't be right.
September 11th.
But that's not a November 11th. I mean, maybe that's possible.
No, they're reshooting that whole movie, bro. They're not doing that. That's not happening still. Spider-Verse has come out this year, and it's not. Made me really sad. Wanted to cry.
Yeah, honestly, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not super stoked about anything. I'm curious about Thor just because I like Taika, but like, and I guess Nope from Jordan Peele, but like,
I'm excited for Nope. Nope seems weird. I'm excited for it.
I don't know anything about it, and I think that's how I'm gonna keep it. I think like the more I watch trailers, the worse the movie ends up being.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't want I haven't seen like a trailer for Everything Everywhere at all. Like I don't know what
I know what it was about. I knew it was about something, but I was like, okay. No, Northman was cool, even though it wasn't like I enjoyed it. I saw the trailer where it was just like him doing something crazy, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. But other than that,
yeah, I gotta see it. I saw them. The only thing I know about that movie is the memes of everybody standing like this.
Yeah,
where they're like. All right. And the last question from the Dude Slayer goes, "What's up, my fellow brilliant idiots? My question is as follows. In the media, immortality is often seen as a curse, unnatural, or is only to be craved by evil people. What's your guys' opinion on that? What if you even could choose to die or had never grown old as well? In my opinion, I think that's horse shit. I could live forever as I am. Why would I not choose that?"
The thing is that your mind's not meant to exist that long.
Exactly.
That's the problem with it. So, like, if you become immortal, you'll live, but you will go insane. Right. You'll go crazy. That's like the part of it.
Dude,
Think of how much people can go through and be broken.
I'm 28. I am 28 right now, and there are some times where I feel like I think I've seen kind of enough. Like, I don't necessarily want to die, but I'm not, like, enthralled about the idea of continuing, you know?
That's just the most sad note ever. Someone's like, I don't really want to die, but I'm not exactly sure I want to live. It's just like, it's not that
I like being alive and doing fun shit. It's just more of like, I feel like I'll put it this way. I haven't been pleasantly surprised in a long time. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a very long time since I've been, like, pleasantly surprised, like, at my core. Like, oh, wow, we ended the war? Oh, wow, we made it past this really stupid political problem that shouldn't have been a problem in the first place? Oh, we have a cure for this disease. Like, it's never that. It's always like, oh, there's a new disease and the world is over, by the way, for a few years. Oh, everything is being bought by, like, 8 people. And it's just like, cool. You know, I don't imagine it's like an upwards trajectory from here on out. So I'm, like, not exactly excited to see where this ends up. But, you know, I'm not going to go out of my way to die either.
It's inconvenient.
That's just tedious.
It's inconvenient.
Yeah, it's a massive
I would never want to be immortal because, like, immortality just sounds crazy. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to see all people. I don't want to see everyone I love die. You know, like that sucks.
If I could be immortal and then just choose when to die, I could probably do with that.
I would. You'd procrastinate
I would do
so
that,
much.
Because then I would
procrastinate so much. It wouldn't help. It wouldn't help. You would just procrastinate more.
I mean, maybe, but whatever.
You'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go learn all these languages and all this stuff. And then by the time you're like, all right, I guess I'll do it. Like, oh, the Spanish language, like I knew it, does not exist anymore.
No, you know what I would do? I would just simply hang out with my friends continuously and then just, like, laugh at them as they aged.
You fucking piece of shit.
And then once they all died, I'd be like, all right, I guess I'm out. And then I'd leave.
No, you wouldn't leave. You'd just be able to age again. You'd be like, oh, I can start aging now.
No, I would choose, like, I'm gonna die now.
But I wouldn't want it. That's not me. I don't want to be immortal. I don't want any power above a regular human because I know that I have the potential to be corrupted. I think I'm a good person, but I have the potential to go way fucked up pretty fast.
I think I would like to never have to sleep again.
You'd get a lot more done.
If I never had to sleep, it's either, like, between sleeping or eating. Because if I didn't have to eat anymore, then, like, suddenly life's way easy. Because that's, like, the main struggle. Is, like, that's the reason why money is important. Is so you can buy food. You know? Like, everything else is, like, you can find shelter fucking easy.
Just go under a bridge.
Yeah.
Not being able to sleep again never having to sleep again would be fucking crazy. Imagine never being tired again. That'd be, you'd go crazy. But you would, like, imagine never.
But imagine being imagine sleeping recreationally.
It'd become like a drug. And people
would
sleep
you'd be like, oh man.
Like, oh, I need some.
You'd come out of it all hungover. You'd be like, oh man.
Oh, it's so good. That fucking
nap. The light.
Nap was so good, hurts. Man. You'd go crazy. If you didn't, I'm pretty sure you need to dream. Like, dreaming is a very important part of being like around.
Did you see that ergomancy cartoon of
which one?
It's like a cartoon of Kirby sucking on this man's arm.
No, I didn't see. I'm gonna look at it right now, though.
I retweeted it. I'll retweet it again. But it's pretty good. It's a fucking really good. It's a good animation. At Ergomancy, ERGOMANCY. If you on Twitter, you could find the link to it. It's pretty fucking. It's really good. It actually got a genuine belly laugh out of me when I saw it. Anyway, that's gonna be it. We got all of our questions done. That means we're starting anew in June. So remember, if you want to have your questions read on the show, first of all, please write them well. Some of these are written really like holistically terribly, considering I have dyslexia. It's like really fucking difficult to deal with. But yeah, Yeah, if you liked what you heard today, consider supporting us over at patreon.com/snarktank. $1 a month gets you early access to every episode and access to bonus solo episodes. Sweeney's went live last month. Mine just went live yesterday. And Derek's will go live at the end of the month. And then that cycle will repeat itself. So you can ask us more in-depth questions about the things that we are specifically interested in or specifically knowledgeable about that we don't necessarily get into on the main show because it's more comedy-oriented. And it's a fun way to get to know us and get some extra content and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Did you like the cartoon?
It was fucking wild, like usual. Ergomance, you're amazing.
$5 gets you a question read on the show. So if you want to do that, if you want to get your questions read, pop on over. $10 gets you access to our Discord server. That's one payment in, you're in for good. And $25 gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show, which I will now do. You want to count me down?
3, 2, 1.
Detective Halligan, this is Detective Lowry. Get back to Scotland Yard. You're supposed to be investigating the skeleton murders. I don't know what the fuck. SpongeBob Square Tits. Elsie Bray's Pyramid Scheme. Oh, nice. Nancy Pelosi killing a Palestinian with her massive tits.
She does have big tits. It's so disheartening.
Shut up. Evil Dominic Toretto is Morbius and gay.
Oh my god.
Fecal facial fiesta. Fuck it. Automobile. Oh my god. Morbius is taking over in like a way that I'm not comfortable with. Obi won't you blow me? A fucking prawn. Dick Grayson. Zach Cool Number. It is June. That is why I let 14 guys run a train on me. I'm not gay, I swear. Carlos Aguilar gets no bitches. Tevin DeBlack. Kremlin de Gremlin. Chris Reagan, professional ass sniffer. Kokujins in Paris.
I think that's racist, but I don't care.
I feel like I just said something that I can't recover from, but whatever. Back alley end pass dealer, George Hard R. Martin. I don't know what I'm looking at.
Is it just things?
No, I'm just Kings. I'm gonna send you on in text message format because I don't want you to fuck the recording up.
What is it?
I want to text you this name. And I'll put it in the Snark Tank chat because I want Derek to superimpose this over the video as well. This genuinely broke me. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know how to make sense of this. I don't know how you even typed this in. It's loading. I don't know how you typed this in, whoever you are. It's like a Rorschach test of a pirate ship or something. I don't know what the fuck. What is that?
I think that might be like Arabic or something.
That's not Arabic.
It's.
I've never seen that ever in my life.
Thank you for that. We appreciate it.
But thank you, whoever you fucking are. Mitch McConnell's tortoiseshell. I'm not reading that because I literally can't. Mitch McConnell's tortoiseshell. Saint Maxi. Sweeney probably grunts like Tim Allen during sex. Also, wall. Okay, you said Mega Man X8 and the lack of anything funny to say this time. Avi, I wrote my last Patreon name in a horny daze and would like to sincerely apologize. Oh God. My mouth is so dry. I became a patron and spent $25 not to be able to come up with a clever name. Wage Slave 583. What if JFK's head just did that? I feel gay. Fuck you. Out in the hall, swaying slightly. Shadow stood holding his side. Keeping pressure on a bloody wound. Sonic urgently unbolted? I don't know, man. I don't know what you guys are trying to make me read, but it's making me upset. Dead Inside, Arcane Furukawa, the Papini brothers make, I don't know, I said Papini brothers, Emporium of bullet-filled uncles, Shrinkus Funkle Dump, the warlock who is using transversive steps, and $25 gets your name dyslexic read at the end of the show, which I will now do. Sweeney, it's okay, my girlfriend isn't real either, I have PPSD, Ryber525 in the mystery of the sudden uptick in tomboy appreciation, racist snake. My dearest friend Dominic, I must inform you that I have ingested the nectar of the night and have begun to morb. Fun fact, the word mortgage comes from the French term meaning death pledge or contract expiring upon death. Have a nice day. That tracks.
Morb. Morbage?
Oh, I gotta pay the mortgage.
You have a fucking Morbius-themed house.
That is so fucking alien. It's got like exclusively handicapped bathrooms.
Oh my god.
Tell him, Steve Dave. Antiphus Maximus, wielder of the enchanted bike lock. God is dead because Amber Heard killed him.
Damn.
Not anymore. John Strickland, the unfortunate naming of the NBA coach Steve Kerr's son, Big Boo Limpy Sniggins, parentheses Lil, Merck's 1889, Downey McFrowney. If I had a nickel for every time Chris was on a podcast talking about aliens fucking with bestiality, I'd have 2 nickels. I came looking for man's butt. See, I know who you are, Chris Hansen. The First Church of Keith David, now accepting donations. At the high school I went to in West Virginia, a kid got thrown off the balcony and became a quadriplegic.
Oh, God.
Drunken Doulahan, Pre-Roz, Breaking Benjamin Shapiro, Come Man, the Man of Come. Yeah.
Kind of sad.
Yeah, I wasn't laughing. Blake896, fucking kill me. Hey, boss wants Sween to know that his taste in movies is bad. Shang-Chi was mid. Ryan Lucchese, or I'm going to say Lucchesi because I like saying that. Ethan Teague. Sloshy Scout, never going to make you cry, never going to say goodbye, never going to tell a lie and hurt you. Depraved McBooty Warrior, Baba Booty. I love my dog. You people just write nonsense. I love my dog. Nothing offensive. I just love her so much. That's sweet. You're in the wrong place. Hard Hat Skydiver, Alaskan Oilfield Trash, Marcus Shorten, Game Controller 25, Nikki Ziggy, Murder Ascended, proud subscriber of the N-Word podcast, Lobotomized Jesus and his merry band of finger nuggets, the non-binary Galaxy Quest fan who has Alan Rickman Funko Pop cum jar. Remember our Oscadar my ass. The only stick I touch while driving is my penis, parentheses I masturbate while driving. Hiroshima Spicy Mushrooms wasn't an escalation, but a brief moment of levitation. Sweeney's Clown Pussy Goes Honk Honk, Cummy Yum inside my tummy. Jackson Absage, Badly Brave, Huggy Derek, the movie theater manager, Aetherian, Chris Gate, My Pajarian Hunting Ass, Melphus 1, Warlock Hexblade Supremacist, who recently achieved Lichdom, Richter 86, and rounding us out as always, the absolute king of haphazard. Thank you all for this not dark tank but not official technical Snark Tank episode because it's just
I don't know
the Dominican tank
we're not Dominican
Hispanic tank.
You said Dominican. We're both not Dominican.
I mean, there's really no actual difference.
There is,
but yeah,
they're Platanos. We're freaking we're Sasson. It's a difference, bro.
That's barely a difference.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But yeah, it's a Hispanic tank, I guess. Whatever. I don't give a shit. What
did they call it? There was like, it's a Sark tank. Is one of the ends is missing.
It's so dumb, so fucking stupid. Thank you guys for watching, listening. We appreciate it. By the way, if you made it this far, please fucking rate our stuff on podcast services. It helps us out a ton.
And share on YouTube and like and subscribe and get
all that shit.
Send it out to the world.
Leave a comment and let us know everything that we got wrong, everything that you disagree with, just everything.
Totally read them.
We'll read them and we'll respond to them live. We'll even ignore the people who pay to have their questions on the show just to focus on. We should do that one day. Just like have one stream where we all stream like the Snark Tank Twitch, and then we just read all of the complaints live and see what happens. That'd be hilarious. Let's do it.
All right. Later, skaters.
Later, guys. Remember, Diddy Kong is a monkey and a chimp.
Both of them. Is he like a god to them?